I think we're good now. Hello. Welcome back to... let's just do a proper intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to DK64 Randomizer. Balanced Loading Zone Randomizer. We've got LZR for you today. You shuffle up the loading zones and you get absolute nonsense. Just going to be some of the craziest stuff you'll ever see on this channel. And they got to fight through it. They got to figure out in this whole maze what's going on. Try and find their way to K. Rool. We'll get a proper discussion of like what's going on in the meantime, but in the background at least what's going on. But for now, we'll just sit back and watch the chaos. I am LaRock. I will be on the mic for you this evening, and I am joined by K-Man. How you doing, Chief?
Morning, LaRock. Morning, everyone. Yeah, we are in for a fun, chaotic time. The Balanced Loading Zone Randomizer. I did the math here. We have 202 entrances. I might be missing one or two, but 202 entrances that are all shuffled between each other. Luckily, they are coupled, so not as chaotic as it could be, but it's definitely going to be a fun time. Just trying to vibe out the logic, figure out where the rooms you need to get are, and ultimately just kind of piecing everything together. It's a very unique format, much unlike the other ones when you actually start shuffling where your loading zones take you to.
It sure is. It sure is. We've managed to hack together. I've managed to hack together the restreaming time. Excellent. Don't mind the technical difficulties. It's fine. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't even worry about it. Nothing happened. Nothing at all. Everything was fine.
We were perfect.
No problems. There was no false start. There was no alarm bells. We're not even late. Somebody else in the lobby isn't ready to. Bum. Oh, it's the Australian. Of course. All right, anyway. So, this is a little bit of a weird start. You're gonna have a look.
I figure we should first mention this is LittleKing versus Eternal. Two people who, like, I see play BLZR a bunch, so it'll be pretty interesting how both of these, how they both tackle sort of the start. I'm gonna have a lot of questions. As someone who doesn't play a lot of BLZR myself, I hope it'd be a bit of the avatar of the of someone who hasn't seen a lot of BLZR.
I've seen a lot, because they're my settings, to be blunt. This is my son. It's glorious. Glorious madness. It's got a little bit of a fancy item pool start, where you get like 4 like random things out of a larger pool, and then you get 2 like good moves. In this case, our good stuff is Candy and Shockwave, so something to work with.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I figure starting with Mini is probably extremely powerful.
Extremely good. Mini is like one of the best items in LZR because it locks so many entrances. It's excellent for the back of the mills. We're gonna be on Mill Watch today. You gotta watch out for those.
Yeah, as well as Lanky and Balloon and Trombone. I know in Season 4 that'd be a fantastic set to start with. I assume it's also pretty great in BLZR as well.
And it is. Very glad I remembered to pull up our live split in time. No problems. We're good. There's a timer. Look at that. Perfect.
And they are off. That's
right.
Pretty interesting. I don't know what you typically would do in the start here. Just throwing your body into every loading zone that there is.
Well, with Shockwave, checking the dirt patch, it seems pretty good. But I am a big fan of just throwing myself into a loading zone immediately with no regard for anything. I like looking at this one specifically, this Japes lobby entrance, because it's got a check in it too. So, First entrance, where are we going? This is Tiny's two-door ship. So we've got galleon access. Maybe. Kind of depends. When you exit level, and exit level from the pause menu is in logic, wherever you get kicked out is opposite the main galleon entrance. So we're gonna go find out. They take the exit, they get kicked out of the crypt. Okay, that's a pretty good spot too, because this is a connector of sorts. But they can't go back into the crypt, so we don't actually have galleon access quite yet. I guess they could die in the two-door ship, but that sounds horrible.
Is there a way to even die? Oh yeah, there are enemies in there.
It's got enemies, and we found, and we have immediately found the Nintendo coin. There's only one of those. I can't believe we found a 1 of 1 as our like 3rd check. That could have been a bean.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Unbelievable.
Could have been a bean, could have been Nintendo coin, but yeah, just striking that one right off the record. Okay, and immediately we need Funky.
We need Funky because he sells DK a key, so that's good to know. We're going to keep an eye on that for our paths. Our path hints largely the same as Season 4, except when the loading zones are randomized, it's a lot more complicated as to, like, what exactly does Coconut lock? What exactly does Trombone lock? It's a little less clear.
Yeah.
Bosses are
also
free, because if bosses weren't free, they would be the worst check in the game by, like, a mile, so...
Yeah. And great, you could just simply go in there, peek, do I even need to do the boss? Don't even need to worry about CBs. CBs get really weird in this preset. I have briefly seen, just because I have no idea, like, in Season 4, you can kind of track the logic behind getting your medals and if the boss was required, a little bit of that, but in BLZR, where you might find CBs, like, going from caves into Galleon, like, it seems a little difficult to truly understand what's going on there. But yeah, it seems like we got another plenty of Galleon entrances here.
Interesting. So exiting the crypt is Donkey's 5-door ship, and then exiting Castle is Cave's lobby, which leads you into Lanky's 5-door ship. Lanky's a little bit better. Oh, but there's a cop in the crypt, which actually lets you get the Castle main really easily, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Just Castle has a lot of entrances too, so just kind of knowing your quick way into Castle could be pretty helpful for finding where we need to go here.
Tactical cops, very, very valuable, that's for sure. Love that. Yeah, like going in the moat entrance, going in the warp 1 entrance, those are usually like really strong, like all Kong entrances. We'll get into what all Kong means when we're starting to fish for specific things. But I really like Castle, is like, it's just got a bunch of checks. There's just a bunch of stuff to do here. It's kind of great.
It'll also be interesting to see what level Castle is, to see if all the slam switches are hittable.
Yeah, you can't actually know until you find Castle main or the dungeon. He just played an instrument while falling off a ledge. That's crazy style, but here you go. Where did this Aztec come from? Holy moly.
I think it was Isles main into training got you to Tiny 5-door, and then I don't know if Little King exited level that just took him back to 5-door.
Huh.
I think that's what happened.
Interesting. Well, that's certainly convenient. Aztec's another great one. It's got a lot of checks in the middle of the open. Pretty easy medals.
A lot of the entrances in Aztec though are locked behind guns, aren't they?
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. You're not getting a lot of entrances at Aztec. There's not a lot of connectivity, but it's a level that you'll probably want to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm. So this was like the first thing I sort of predicted would happen in BLZR, which is one person's doing one thing entirely different from the other person. Usually in your seasonal, like Season 4, a lot of the early beginning is a bit linear, but when you can kind of go to any loading zone and all those loading zones can branch off in other loading zones, it's a lot. I feel like we're gonna have to pay close attention to what both these guys are doing.
Yeah, no kidding. It's the most unbelievably chaotic, especially when you start like machine gunning entrances when you're trying to look for something specific. It's crazy. Did we see where Funky was? I didn't catch where Funky was.
Cranky was in Factory.
Cranky's in Factory, but where was Funky? I forgot about him.
Oh, Funky's Aztec.
Aztec. Well, that makes this Aztec dive pretty useful. If you could like find him on like the Tunnel Splat. Tunnel Splat loves to have something.
Yeah, that'd be a great pickup for Little King. Haven't had a lot of... Well, we don't have a lot of information yet.
Ooh,
this could be the first hint pack. So if you're used to Season 4, there's no dose doors in BLZR. Instead, it's back to progressive hints. I believe it scales up to 50 GBs. So if you played Season 3, you're very familiar with that sort of preset. But we'll see if Little King ends up opening the first hint pack here.
Any minute now, brother. I'm ready to roll. The bean! Wow, we found the bean. All right, we won.
Blessed seed.
Holy cow.
Is crouching in agony there. I could immediately tell.
Not a bean guy, it seems. There's time yet. There's time yet to save him. Gotta climb to the top of Castle because he got shockwave, but nothing really worth your time here. But there's plenty of entrances to be had around here, so...
Yeah. Take a look at our helm order here. Looks like it's Diddy Lanky.
Got trombone, that's nice. We need guitar and rocket barrel, and we're good to go for helm. And helm can be anywhere, too. So, like, any of these entrances they run into could be helm. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Is that a red vial?
And helm still always locks your key 8. Looks like that's a red potion on the giant barrel in Aztec.
Interesting.
But even though helm could be anywhere, it always locks your key 8. So we do need to complete helm, which means we do need to find Diddy and guitar and rocket barrel and start with trombone. So that's nice.
So Lanky Tower gives us forest access because we got the mushroom bounce there. You could pause exit and check forest and start looking at a forest if you get a little bit lucky, but other options include, say, the greenhouse or the trash can, or the warp 1 or anything really. You can just keep on digging. The Lanky 5-door temple, yep.
Yeah.
So one thing you might notice as they go into entrances is that there's a sort of correlation between what Kongs can enter the entrance and what rooms you find, and this is very much intentional. So when you enter this tiny entrance here, going into the trash can, you're very likely to find a tiny room or something that needs tiny. In this case, we did not. We found something completely different. So good one, game. But we can get to Castle Lobby, or get the Forest Lobby easy because we have Key 4, so now we have really easy castle access, which is awesome.
Yeah, I think something we didn't quite mention at the beginning is you do start with 4 keys. I believe they're all random keys. So yes. We did start with key 4, which means we have keys 1 through 4 even. So that's pretty easy to remember. But we have access basically to our first 5 lobbies here.
Wow. Okay. Castle's being a little funny. Entering the moat just kicks you out by warp 1, just completely bypassing the lower tunnel, which is really inconvenient because the lower tunnel is pretty awesome to have, but here we are. We just got feather sold to us on candy. Wow, that's really good. Aztec candy for feather, that's big. Alright, so entering the lower tunnel here. Where's this taking us? Back to Aztec, alright. So, all signs point to Aztec, and getting feather is like really good. If you got feather, you got mini, you're kind of doing everything. Alright, hang on, we got some hints to look at. Alright.
Are indeed a 5-8 Chunky and Kongs. We got Force Baboon Blast.
Oh jeez.
Wath. Castle Shops is 7 and Chunky. And Galleon Ferry in Tiny 5-door ship is Wath.
Interesting. So we need the camera and we need to find Tiny's 5-door ship, which is not trivial. E5 key, Chunky keys, Kongs. Okay. Mini Monkey, all keys. Whoa. Whoa, buddy. That's rare. Okay, the Igloo Kasplat. And then Caves Candy Diddy. So, Caves is a great find. We can get a Way of the Horde for free, and then we can just know this. We can buy Chunky in Forest, so suddenly that Forest entrance is looking really good. And there's an entrance hint. We'll get to entrance hints in a little bit. Forest Chunky Metal. And then the Castle Kasplat near Candy. So that's the upper tunnel Kasplat. Alright, so what entrances mean is that entering that, so that is enter the mushroom, the bottom, I think? Yeah, the bottom. Yeah. Pretty sure that's the bottom one. Something past that entrance is Way of the Horde, which can include Helm, because Helm has key 8. So, and you will always get Helm hinted. So, no matter what, they will know the location of Helm via their hints. But that could be like, say, Chunky Underground, and it has something important on one of those checks in Chunky Underground or something.
Yeah, so the best way to think about it is that it's basically a Way of the Horde for entrances.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's less helpful to get Chunky Underground hinted, and you're like, well, where is it? That doesn't help me at all. So entering Tiny Temple is usually something kind of weird, because 4 Kongs can enter it, and in this case we got BFI, which is kind of wild. Nice entrance to be able to check off your list, though. Well, she doesn't have anything for us, but perhaps the fairies have something for us. Nope. Not today.
Oh. Don't need to worry about those fairies. You can leave them wherever they may be imprisoned. Not helpful.
Okay, and looking, remembering that this is Tiny 5-door temple, and now that I got Feather Bow, and I have 5-door temple hinted, I basically have to do this immediately. And
yeah,
with Mini hinted, this is like a really, really good thing to check. You don't have the camera, but it's really nice to know if this is something important. That is Funky Kong. That looks really important to me. Okay.
That's pretty good. But we don't have camera, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to wait on that to be able to pick up Funky.
Yeah. So, and if I had to guess, if the 5-door temple item is Funky, the R&D item is on the same pass, which means we really need to find Factory, which is notoriously a crapshoot in LZR. It's super crazy. It's super random when you find Factory, because there's just not a lot of loading zones that get you into Factory. You can find the Power Hut, but you can't die in the Power Hut, so you're at the mercy of exiting Factory. You can find the Crusher Room, which is usually how you get into Factory, because you just die in a Crusher Room and you're back. Or you can find Factory Main proper, which is not crazy common. Wow, is that entering BFI takes you to Caves Main?
BFI to Caves.
Wow, that's really nice. Finding caves
Yeah,
is
factory and so out of the 202 entrances, factory makes up 9 of them, which I think is the lowest of all the levels. So yeah, finding factory tends to be
very difficult.
Appears to be a chore most of the time.
Very, very difficult because you're basically on the hunt for factory main or the crusher room, or if you have some way to blow yourself up like oranges usually. The power HUD can work in a pinch, but it's not in logic to blow yourself up with oranges. It's only in logic to die if there is something that will repeatedly kill you and respawns. So like a hazard like the crusher room itself, or like any respawning enemy. I wonder if anyone was bold enough to go die in a tiny two-door ship to try and get a look at Galleon. I think that's a great plan. But here we are. You never know. It's a
you
race
start with lanky, tiny. So there are a couple of entrances that would be available, but I think it's kind of hard to do that without some sort of direction. That looked like Caves Candy.
Caves Candy.
That was probably Caves Candy Tiny telling a key.
Caves Candy Diddy has a key. That's the hinted one.
Oh, is it Caves Candy Diddy?
Yeah,
okay.
So I'll have to come back for that whatever key that is. That's probably not key 7. That's probably not key 5. That's probably key 6. No, it can't be key 6. How is Mini?
Well, Mini's
path
to all of them.
Oh, it's because Mini got you into caves. Oh my god, all of caves is locked by
Mini
Mini
locks
Monkey.
all of caves?
Oh my god, that's horrible.
Oh, that's disgusting.
All right, you're gonna hear this a lot. Oh my god, that's horrible, because LZR has an incredible propensity to give you horrible situations like this. The entirety of caves is locked by Mini Monkey, so this mini hint is looking good on the tin, but probably is not really helpful in any capacity.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, LittleKing knows that ahead of time. Like, you see any key on a shop where you already have the shopkeeper, he should already know that, like, Mini is going to be your path to every caves entrance, so anything you find in any sort of, or in the main of caves is going to be Mini locked.
All right, and now this is also a very common sight in LZRs because there's just so much to know. They will just stop in place and write stuff down because that's Lanky Tower that he just ran into in the sprint cabin. You can't peek Lanky Tower, so you don't know if you need to come back ever, so you just have to write it down. You have to. If you don't write it down, you will forget, like 10 times out of 10. The one thing you don't write down is always the one thing you forget and is necessary, just every time. You're tempting fate by not writing it down. It simply must be done. So while we have maybe 2 seconds of breathers, we gotta talk about the format a little bit. So this is a Blitz tournament qualifier, and we have a race lobby of 17 people with 6 asyncs, and only the top 16 will make it into the Blitz tournament, which is a 16-person single elim bracket. You get a little bit of a quick tourney action, a bunch of 1v1s, and 1v1s in LZR are volatile to say the least. Perhaps more volatile than anything else you might
randomized? A touch. I love all these caves loading zones from caves.
Yeah, so the problem with this one is that this is often a way to get into caves. Lanky's Igloo, you can have the enemies kill you and you get into caves this way, but it's inside caves, which kind of lends credence to the theory that all of caves is Mini Monkey locked. I think the Mini Monkey hint made them check the BFI entrance sooner. There's still other things they could do in Isles. They could check Aztec Lobby, they could check Factory Lobby, they could check Galleon, or no, they can't check Galleon Lobby, they don't have diving. They could check the prison, they could check Snides. There's tons of stuff to do, just in Isles, but there's just too much to do at the start of an LZR seed, so you just kind of have to pick one, and you pick your battles and go. Mini locking Factory? I like that too. Pretty good odds of that, but it could be just a caves entrance. Checking all your caves entrances feels pretty good. Considering we have confirmed that caves is locked by Mini entirely. Kind of like our odds there. It'd be I don't know. The problem with Factory is that it really likes to show up on all Kong entrances because there's lanky coins in... Or, the Crusher Room is usually treated as an all Kong entrance. Because there's lanky collectibles in there. Oh yeah, we are getting a monster of a seed here.
Production 5 Chunky Kongs. Exterior to 8 and Chunky.
And Mushroom Exterior is actually a lot trickier in LZR because you don't have the inside of the mushroom to climb up. You have to find a way to scale the exterior, which is either finding the outside, you have to like either like have rocket barrel to climb with, or find like the top of the mushroom and then start falling down.
We had a grab way of the horde there on the igloo splat.
That's interesting. Production starts on, by the way, so it's not for that. That's pretty uncommon.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of grab checks left, but now I'm wondering about that DK minecart, because that's a loading zone in and of itself. So it could be another important loading zone there.
That is indeed. We don't know where DK is, but imagine it's like DK. Imagine it's the crypt minecart entrance to get the factory. Like it leads to like the power hut, or like the crusher room or something crazy. Okay, vines and main caves mini locked. I'm just gonna keep that in mind, I guess. No idea.
Also worth noting, you can see here the bonus barrels start completed. So, I didn't want to throw them any 2%ers. Blazer is quite a preset in and of itself.
It's hard enough. But this is some of the
hard enough. Yeah.
This is some of the hardest stuff you can do because there's just so much to keep track of in your head. Also, to save some time. In theory, you can kind of keep your times like a solid C. You can just kind of keep it around the 2-hour mark. But when LZR gets ugly, it can get real ugly.
Yeah.
That's a key in the monkey port igloo. I didn't even catch that the first look. Huh.
Well, another indicator of mini being needed.
Yeah.
I guess you also need twirl and port. So hard to say whether it's key 5 or key 7. I think key 6 is likely that shop item. Just seeing nothing else on the path key 6.
No idea. Yeah, I think it's just too early to call from what I can tell because mini's on the path to everything, so what is there to read into it? Who knows?
Yeah. Really, it's just judging, are there more key 5 or key 7 hints? Because that monkey port igloo does require like 3 items. Which is why I'm leaning a little more towards key 5. There are more key 5 hints, but I don't know. That's making a very, very long shot prediction. Looks like exiting out of forest gets you into galleon, so that's pretty nice.
Very nice, very nice.
I think that might be the only instance of forest we've seen so far. Forest seems like a great level with, especially with mini hinted to everything.
It was entering Lanky's 5-door igloo, I think, right?
Yeah, I think it was 5-door igloo into Mush Slam, but can't really kill yourself in Mush Slam, so...
No, but you can in the bounce, and we saw the bounce on the tower, but not really inspiring. And exiting forest kick you out of Chunky's 5-door ship, which we don't have triangle or Chunky, so there's no hope there, or diving. But we're shipyard underwater, which means you kind of have to do everything you can, because as soon as you surface, you cannot go back down. You have to kind of deal with what you got.
So a question that is in my mind is, when you start in one of these water loading zones, what exactly is the logic? Like, is it logically, like, I know there was a time where it logically was like, well, if you start underwater, we expect that you can get anything underwater, but what exactly are the rules around that? Right,
so if you get kicked out, if an entrance spits you out underwater, you are already diving. Diving gives you the ability to go from surface to underwater. So if you start underwater, you're already swimming. Kind of like how if you, like, got put in a 5-door ship, you're already swimming, right? It's totally fine.
Right.
Like here, the sub is vanilla, straight up, so it's all well and good.
So, like, for example, you could find diving in the sub here.
Yes, that could have been diving, because it's goofy like that. The problem is now that we found Shipyard underwater, because we found a way there without diving, and with Mini Monkey, which just... I don't want to think about that. The entirety of Shipyard underwater is in logic. So, you just kind of have to keep that in mind. And at some point, you're going to have to surface, because there's checks on the surface. There's checks on the surface, so you have to kind of decide, okay, I've seen enough of the underwater. I open the treasure room. I can do all sorts of other stuff. Here we go.
Yeah.
And yes, the same applies to the lighthouse as well, except there's only one entrance in the lighthouse, and that's usually a dead end, because it's the mermaid.
Right. And then just to clarify for me, I know there was a situation where if you started in like Shipyard underwater and you surfaced to go hit a 2-door ship, and then you went back through and re-entered underwater to get into the 2-door ship, is that still in logic?
Because the settings are such that the door stays open, yes.
Okay.
Pretty sure. I'm going to say yes confidently and not actually 100% on that one, but pretty sure it is. It's certainly something you would do. You're gonna open the gates and then figure out a way to make it work. You know, shoot first and ask questions later.
Right.
And so Eternal's getting the news on Tany's 5-door temple here. Definitely looking like a camera angle here, and something I actually just thought of. R&D could have our camera. I think that's pretty reasonable. Especially if Funky ends up selling Chunky in Forest. Funky getting you Kongs, I feel like that fits pretty well. Unfortunately, if we wanted to do the R&D grab check, grab hinted way the horde, we would also need DK, and we have no idea on DK. So hopefully the DK hinge just like turns up soonish.
Right. So Eternal's still trying to just, I guess with the Featherbow, check all these Featherbow entrances, which is nice. You can get into, I don't know if we checked Tiny Temple yet, but...
Uh-oh.
There's at least that. Ooh.
Millwatch.
Mills.
Millwatch. The Millwatch has arrived. So, we say Millwatch because the mills, the back of the mill has 4 entrances, and it is an absolute maze. And it's the Crusher Room. Look at that. Here you go. Here's your factory. That's crazy.
Oh, that's
wow.
great too. It's Crusher, so you can kill yourself and end up getting back into factory main. And we really want to get to R&D, or at least see if we can get the check in R&D. So
absolutely, like pretty good odds. It's on the Kasplat, not 100%er, but pretty good odds. This is absolutely worth doing for sure.
I would expect Eternal here is probably just gonna end up dying a painful Crusher death and finding his way into factory.
I think I would actually risk a pause exit here. The reason I'd risk a pause exit here is because it's so fast to get back here. Like, you just run back to Tiny 5-door temple, exit level, and then just re-enter Tiny's 5-door temple, and you're good to go. You're basically back there immediately. This is a great pickup. This is a great presence of mind to remember to check this one when you got Feather. You got Feather in Aztec, so somebody could have gotten here pretty fast, and, I mean, Eternal might be one of the first ones into factory in this whole lobby. There you go, dying in the Crusher Room.
BLZR, like, you know, one person can find entrance in 10 minutes, and it takes another person, like, 50 minutes, and it's not, like, because the person that took 50 minutes just, didn't work correctly with the information. Sometimes it's just that's how BLZR works.
It's just random. It's super random, very volatile, and that's how you end up with extremely volatile situations in 1v1s. Nevertheless, he okay having a grand old time poking around Galleon. Nothing too crazy, I don't think. He's pretty much out of action here. I think I'm trying to think of what else he might do.
Yeah, without diving, not a whole lot.
Yeah.
It is worth noting, unlike Season 4, the water starts lowered, which affects some logic for some things. Like, for example, you know, the seal race you might not think needs diving, but it actually does to raise the water. And then I believe the things in the treasure... Getting access into the treasure room itself also requires... it always required diving, I guess, but it requires raising the water specifically as well.
There's the railroad coin. I guess we're getting all the 101s. Wow. I'm not really sold on the committing to Galleon Tiny Metal. Metals in LZR are really awful, though, so it's not really a surprise that it's really nice to have them just kind of filed away. You don't have to worry about it too much. Alright, the Mausoleum's another weird one, because this is a 2-gun entrance. It could be a Diddy entrance, or it could be a Lanky entrance, or a Tiny entrance, or both. It's the Anthill.
Yeah, I don't... Ooh, Ant Room. Especially since if you fall, like, simply falling here would just take you into main forest.
Okay, so it's worth noting this isn't in logic because you don't logically have a way to kill the enemies yet. You have trombone. If you had grape, it would be in logic, or if you had sax, it would be in logic, but not both. But it turns out to be nothing, so whatever.
Okay, that was another question I had. I have all these questions here.
Oh my god.
Look here.
Well, there's DK.
Donkey Ferry Factory, Diddy Ferry Galleon, Jape CB's Foolish.
Well, we have a hinted ferry in Galleon. That's Tiny's 5-door temple, or Tiny's 5-door ship ferry is hinted. And we just got a factory mini monkey entrance hinted, which could well just be vanilla. So, I don't like that. How did he get back in a forest?
You fell.
Oh,
when you fall from Anthill, it takes you to the level entrance.
Great presence of mind. Back to Forest Main. This is a nice pickup for him because he gets to have a look at the Mushroom Bottom entrance, which is hinted way of the Horde. No guarantee you can do anything there, but it's nice. Important for forest purposes is Dusk. Dusk is on, because if Dusk was not on, the mills would be 15 times worse than they already are, and they're already horrible. So You're gonna have to take my word on that one. It's horrendous without dusk. It's really bad.
Yeah, I saw some people playing hard settings where it's not always dusk, and it sucks when you enter one of the mill rooms and you just see like it's gated from the inside when it's not supposed to be like the right time of day.
All right, well, I'm betting good odds the factory car race has our camera. And it's vanilla. Pretty good odds. It loves being vanilla. And because it's vanilla, it makes it even more annoying to find because it just reduces the number of entrances you can find. It would have been pretty incredible, though, if they got spat out in the car race entrance and then all of factory was also mini monkey locked. That would have just been chef's kiss. Mwah. I like our odds here, though. This, not only does this, like, what are you doing?
He doesn't have the hint that it's WAF. He's probably worried.
Why?
Like, if it spits you, like, I don't know, if it spits you out James Diddy Mountain and you can't get back in.
There's a lot, I would have a lot more fear of the Crusher entrance doing that, because the Crusher entrance, any Kong can get in there, which makes it more likely to be an all Kong exit, which would be something just like, you could, like, spit you out, just like, who knows where. But a dedicated tiny entrance is much more likely to get you a tiny entrance. Like, it's going to give you something like the trash can, which is just a one way in, one way out, right? Nice and simple. Which makes them, I think, much more reasonable gambles. I get burned every so often on that, but more often than not, you get the info, and I think the info is more valuable than the risk of getting marooned.
Yeah, especially since Eternal does know, like, you know, getting back into... It's a little annoying, like, getting back into Factory doing a Death Warp, but it's not the end of the world. I think the only difference is just he just doesn't have that entrance hinted. And knowing that there is something in R&D, you don't know if that entrance, you know, keeps you in R&D, if it takes you somewhere else. So I could see wanting to complete all the R&D stuff you can before trying that entrance. Even though I do agree with you, it's probably likely just a vanilla car race.
You just do the piano. Another thing is your entrance hints usually also lead to dead ends, so you should always do this. Oh my god. That's not good. That is hinted, by the way. Oh, and it's a purple potion of the levers. Oh, jeez. I bet we need that, huh? Pretty good odds.
That would explain the grab way of the Horde.
Sure would, that's for sure. No dice on the car, or on the, no dice on the piano. Press F to pay your respects. It's Helm! Oh! Alright, well, there's your Helm hint. That's kind of a blessing and a curse. You can't really do much in Helm right now. I mean, I guess you could have checked Lanky's room, but that's... What are you going to find in there? I don't know.
Yeah, so another thing, there are no micro hints, so
right.
Even... You know, LittleKing somehow had... I think you need at least 40 to win in Blazer.
It's based on B-lockers, and B-lockers are also 0, because if your B-lockers are not 0, it's really bad. Okay, so that was... Where did this...
But regardless, there are no
so like
you can't use Helm to get all your instrument hints.
I think that was an Isles entrance that let it again. That gave us a good galleon access, which is nice. All right, here we go. Eternal's getting the turnaround. Like, what are you doing?
Oh yeah,
yeah. What are you doing? I think independent.
Turnaround.
I think independent of the hint, it was a better idea to check that anyway. But nevertheless, there is a known key on the monkey port igloo as well. So we do need a monkey port. We need a twirl in logic. There's a barrel throwing in the treasure room. Okay. And that is diving locked, because you need to logically lower the water. Or you need to logically raise the water to do that. Even though you could access it like they did by spawning underwater and opening the door with Lanky, you still need to raise the water, which, because we don't know what our underwater ship or our underwater lighthouse access is like, I think it still is going to require diving. So
yeah, I was about to say, even if... I don't know if a loading zone can spit you in front of the treasure chest. But even if that were the case, you still need the water raised, which just almost always requires.
Would you look at that?
Well, okay.
Okay, so that's not in logic because we don't have a way to actually... Oh, it is in logic because we know where homing ammo is. So that's actually totally fine. That was the trash can. And the trash can gave us the camera. And now with the camera, Eternal can go back. And he's in great shape. And the LittleKing found the spider boss, which is huge because that also gets him into the back of the mills. That's a great pickup for him. So one of the weirdest death warps in the whole game is if you just fall off the spider boss platform, it puts you in the back of the mills. And it always puts you in the back of the mills no matter where it is. So you're just right back, and he's going to run right back in here and boom, crusher. And he's going to be like, boom, this is great.
Yeah. So something a little interesting. We did find camera from the car race entrance into Trash Can. However, that would still count as a surroundings item. Like,
right.
The R&D path hint is not pointing to camera.
Great point. That is going to make things complicated. But I imagine once we get DK, you then take Grab back up there and check the arena for sure. Because that's my money right now. Now, mind you, the Little King knows about the mill lever check being important, but I mean, it's kind of hinted, right? So, like, I think Eternal's going to end up there no matter what, pretty much. It's worth noting that the hint is satisfied by finding Helm through that connector, so that the entrance hint is resolved as far as we know. It actually doesn't tell you anything about that check on the levers. If there is a second one, if there is a second hint for that entrance, then you know it's referring to two different things, one of which being Helm and the other thing being the thing on the levers.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only way that potion is not Wath is if it's Saxophone. Because we need Twirl and Port for that key in the monkey porting.
Right, very, very good odds we need that. So, good hint. Doing a lot of work there. Counting game? Anything interesting? Blueprint for the road. Oh. Outstanding. Look at this counting. Look at this counting. This is pristine. You've never seen counting like this before. My God. All right, close. We're gonna take close enough on this one. Let's go.
You did it!
We only one hurdle. That's insane. That's like not even minor. If you like blink, it's perfect. We've done it, Chad. We've learned to count. We're getting places.
It's only when we calm the rock. Maybe it's because I'm not throwing awful numbers in there.
Oh, so you're saying it's your fault, huh? Okay.
It's not my fault. People don't know how to use fancy numbers.
What do you mean fancy numbers? You putting like italics on your numbers or something? What's going on here? Cranky!
Ooh, cranky!
Whoa! Okay. That could be our production item. Easily.
Yeah, we did say... Did we see a cranky shop that we needed? I guess not yet.
Not yet, actually. But factory shops... Oh, no, there was something on Funky... There was something on... Cranky definitely sold something in factory. I forgot who sold it, but... I think it's like a tiny potion. But yeah, he definitely sells something in factory. Cranky Chunky? Okay. That'd make a lot of sense, too, because that aligns with the factory shop hint we have. And given that we now know we're both... Given that we didn't start with either shopkeeper and forest, now we have one 50% chance we can buy Funky when we get there. I don't think Little King, for his brief trip in a forest, actually saw what Cranky was selling, which he was worth doing, but I don't know.
Well, I also wonder, well, they both seem funky, so I think that would be the next on their list. It's going to pick up Funky from...
Gotta be.
Isles, yeah.
Given how aggressively hinted it is, that's just a no-brainer to me. Although a no-brainer to me is also checking this grab check and making sure you got that squared away. That trash can is going to mess people up, I think, because a lot of people will find that trash can naturally, or I think a lot of people will find that trash can before finding homing ammo. And so they'll have feather and not homing ammo. They'll do it with trombone, of course, but it won't quite be any logic, and it's just going to be like one of those things that like is in the back of your head, just like, what's going on here? I don't like it. I do not like it at all.
I feel it, well, in my playstyle, when there's either ors, I just go, probably both are available, and then I just ignore it.
Just going to choose to believe. I love that plan.
Yeah. Just vibe it out.
Yeah.
Eternal finding K. Lumsey's cage.
That was in the crusher.
I don't know
room,
if this...
so nothing really.
The crusher, okay.
Nothing really inspiring here. It's just another dead end, which makes it harder to get into factory, pretty much.
Yeah.
So our factory access, we found two ways. I didn't see where the spider boss was, but Can you even catch where the spider boss was? I think it would have been probably like in forest somewhere, right? I think.
Yeah, I can't say for sure.
I don't know, wherever it was. Because the Little King
Think
was.
about watching
I think he wasn't.
two perspectives here.
Oh no, I think it was an aisle somewhere because he just quit out of Helm right before he did that. I'm gonna reverse engineer this. Okay, so exiting factory kicks you out of Lanky's two-door ship, which is one of those reasons why quitting factory is a little risky. In theory, you could slam open. Oh no, actually, Galleon's a blue slam level. You actually can't open that. You can't open factory that way until you find blue slam. But once you find blue slam, you got pretty easy factory access, which is nice. And we're gonna have to come back here. We're gonna have to come back here for the funky shop. Or no, the cranky potion, whatever. The cranky whatever it is. I think it's potion. It was K. Lumsey? Okay, thank you. So the prison has the spider, which is an excellent entrance to find as ever. Eternal trying his luck, going to the crypt. What's he thinking here?
Castle Funky DK. I think that's something.
Ah, yes.
He's buying a key, yeah.
He does.
So this should be
Key 5? No.
I don't know if it is key 5 because Cranky's on that path, right?
This key. Wait. What key is this? That's key 7? So there's a different item in the 5-door temple. And that probably means key 7 is on the path to Chunky K. Rool. Okay, so one of the funny things about keys is and one of the funny things about LZR is that keys can be on the path to other things now because keys only lock so much. In your standard loading zone shuffle, the key locks a whole level, which is like a little much to work with on paths. But when it only locks like 1 or 2 entrances, it's a lot less intimidating. So key 7 is definitely on the path to Chunky K. Rool, so we need to lock in here, because that's one entrance exactly being the top of Creme Isle, which is also Monkey Port locked, so we need Monkey Port. Okay.
So I wanted to run this by you.
Okay.
Could it be one of two things? So either number 1, getting into that upper Creme entrance into Helm, or number 2, would you technically need key 6 and 7 so that if you do get spit out of there, that you can go to the sax pad?
Hang on. Actually, yes. You're actually right. It could be. Because that entrance needs both keys in order to be able to exit the mouth. So you actually may be expected to get spat out there, which is also kind of a nightmare. Anyway, I had a little moment there because we just got a Helm Fairy hinted way of the Horde, which is a little bit alarming. But I'm actually more scared of the Galleon main to treasure chest hint. Because you're like, wait, we've been in the treasure room. What's so scary about that? That entrance is diving locked. Because logically, it expects you to take the mini monkey barrel that's right next to the treasure chest and to go into the treasure chest from there. But if you are an enterprising soul and have enough crystal coconuts, you can actually take the mini monkey barrel by the sub and swim all the way into the treasure room and go in the entrance that way. I'm wondering if anyone is actually going to do that, because you could do that right now.
I would never have the forethought to do that.
I would never do it if it wasn't hinted. But because it's hinted, it becomes a lot more interesting.
How many crystal coconuts would that take you, though?
For what it's worth, I didn't think of that either. I can't remember who came up with that idea, but I unfortunately I don't know who came up with it, but I can't take credit for that one.
Because that's like taking twirl skip and Kates and
whole nother level, whole nother
times
level.
10 on it.
Yeah. And we might see twirl skip anyway, because you can easily skip twirl to get in that monkey port igloo.
Right.
So we're gonna have some mini monkey moves to get through this seed.
Funny thing is, Eternal's right here. If he opens the pause menu and sees that, he's right here. You might think about doing it.
He's kind of right here, but he's also not, because he doesn't have diving. So he needs to go back to the ship underwater to get going on that, which is one of those really goofy things. I think that could easily be Tiny's 5-door ship, which would get them Diddy. So, like, that's really, really good. Like, that's really tempting to do. How is he diving without diving? Well, so when you exit an entrance and it puts you underwater, you are in the diving state. The diving ability is actually only the ability to go from surface to underwater. That's all it does, and that's the only restriction, right? They're not allowed to, like, say, like, use the camera or something to get into the water easily or trivially. Not allowed.
Yeah.
But if you get spat out by an entrance underwater, everything underwater is fair game.
It is specifically called diving and not swimming.
Yeah, it's diving, not swimming. That's a great way to put it. And Little King getting the good word of Cranky Kong. We'll be able to make use of that. Maybe. I guess we'll see. Jeez, we've got a doozy already. This is a classic BLZR start where you don't really have like that much going on, but there's just so much to do. An impossible amount of things to do. There's multiple aisles entrances they could go into that have been available since minute 1 and just haven't been looked at. Terrifying. Imagine what everyone else in the race lobby has looked at all of those other entrances, and of course they have the answers.
Oh god, yeah. I imagine racing this has got to be anxiety-inducing when you find an entrance that seems lightly locked, but you just haven't gotten around to it.
You can only do so much.
Yeah, it's a blitz tournament, so you know it's one qualifier. You have one shot to get a good seed.
In crazy settings as LZR are, yeah, it's a bit of a mess. It's a bit of a mess, but hey, here you go. We make do. Eternal finally getting his first look at Galleon. What do we want right now? I think we want...
Well, Little King knows to get that purple vial in the front of Mills, or at least he knows a way to get to it. I assume he'd want to pick that up.
Oh my god. I just realized homing ammo is our hinted item in the Mills, because homing ammo looks like it's logically required for Funky. And homing ammo was in the crate in the Mills.
Since it is,
because we have
that item is path to 7.
That's the only way to make the key 7 path make sense.
Yeah. Huh.
So
that means homing would lock your saxophone.
Homing locks sax somewhere? I don't think we
can. Which means
because...
that Mills potion is not sax.
Oh, because we can do it right now. You're right. Ooh. Okay. Well, I mean, it makes sense that we do it, or that makes sense that we need that potion and can do it right now, and it's hinted. Yeah. Like, it just all lines up.
Yeah,
but it's not.
And with grab hinted Wath, I think it was very likely, but now we basically confirmed it.
Yeah, critically, that potion in the Mills is not our hinted item. Yeah, no, it can't be sax. That doesn't make sense. Okay. But yeah, I think my number one thing I want to do is actually do the sub swim all the way to get into the treasure chest, because I'm betting that the tiny entrance there, entering the treasure chest, will get you into a tiny room, Tiny's 5-door ship, to get you Diddy Kong on the ferry.
I just wonder how many people in the lobby know that.
Definitely uncommon.
Ooh, blue potion on the battle arena and factory.
Oh my god, did Eternal not do that? That's crazy, because that's like a grape shooter. That's really good. Because I bet that is our hinted item in R&D. That's very likely to be our hinted item, actually.
Yeah. Seeing as it's not camera, I'd expect that to be grape.
So grape to key 5, 8, Hero, and Kongs. Worth noting in BLZR there are no bonus barrels. So there's no bonus barrels to worry about in Helm, so you definitely need grape for something in Helm. Okay, what's on the Helm Ferry? I'm freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, we still need Guitar and Rocket and Diddy before we can even think about getting to that Helm Ferry.
I'm trying to work out the paths, because whatever's on the path to key, it has to be a chunky K-roll move, right? On the Helm Ferry? I feel like it's gotta be. Little King's doing the swim! He's doing the swim!
Oh my god.
He's doing the thing!
Alright, we'll check back in 15 minutes, see if Little King makes it.
It takes a while, but it's definitely makeable. Yeah, here's your spider boss for you, Eternal. This is a crazy back of the mill entrance moment. Now, it's worth noting, they actually haven't looked all that much in the back of the mills, and I call it the mill watch for a reason, because there are 4 entrances in the back of the mills, and the back of the mills is like the most convoluted bit of logic in the whole game. Not even close. And you really want to have that one sorted. It's really easy to forget that, like, oh, I didn't check one of the entrances, and you get smoked for it. So, back he goes. The only one he can do right now is the main entrance of the ones he's seen. Let's see what this takes us.
Couldn't he do the tiny from back to front of mills?
That is entering tiny
earlier.
That was where he found his way into the back of the mill earlier, from entering Tiny's 5-door double. That's not anything. All right, insane swim for Little King. This is skipping diving to get to this entrance. Genius. It's the car race! It's our R&D item! Whoa!
Oh, so wait. Maybe it's not grape.
Is it? Guys? Do we need grape? Okay.
Multiple potion alert.
Oh my
We're
god.
on multiple potion alert.
This is messed up. This is messed up. There's a Thornvine Barn in a red slam check. Unlucky.
Right.
Where's the...
Might have known this already. I guess that's Forester level 7. And Helm is technically... Ice trap moment.
There's a couple floating.
Helm is always technically your level 8, right? Like, you can't find another level that's red slam. Okay.
Yes. Helm is always red, so there's only one red slam level and 2 blue slam levels. And we know Galleon is blue, and we know now Forest is red. So not ideal. I didn't see where this entrance was, but... Was it exiting Forest or something?
There's your port.
Oh wow, Monkey Port and R&D. I mean, that feels way better, right? It's just so good.
To 5, that makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
But port also being to 8 chunky free Kongs, if that's true, that's scary.
Yeah, but we have reason to believe that the Helm entrance is important, so we have, like, something to do on that front. I'm not, like, super worried about that. Like, I think it's reasonably likely that the entering Helm is going to be important. But once we find Diddy on some tiny check somewhere, hopefully, or in some tiny entrance somewhere, with any luck, then we can go buy the thing that we need, the key 6 in caves, and then we'll have key 6 and 7, and then we can maybe have a look at the Helm entrance. Oh, Lanky buys Chunky right here. Perfect. Nice.
That's on Cranky. Kong number 4. Now, if we end up finding interior mushroom, we could make way towards our forest chunky metal.
It's messing me up that there's something else in the 5-door temple. It could be diving. Like, diving in the 5-door temple makes a lot of sense. But where?
Probably has to be, I think.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. It's like, which 5-door temple could it be? I mean, we just found Grape. Have we seen Lanky's 5-door temple?
No, because Eternal hasn't had it.
We actually have. It's in the greenhouse. So if we go back to the greenhouse and look at this little king just got put in the greenhouse, very funny game. It's worth noting that exiting the greenhouse out the back is a one-way, and it always puts you outside the back of the greenhouse, because one-ways are just like that.
Eternal getting the great news about Helm Fairy.
But he's got Chunky, so he's going to be a pretty happy camper. Chunky... This is another LZR moment where you think, ah, yes, Forest Chunky Metal, nice and easy. It's not nice and easy because you don't know where the mushroom is. And the mushroom is where almost all the Chunky CBs are that are freestanding. So you got to do a little bit of legwork to find the inside of the mushroom.
Yeah.
Not so free.
I think I do agree with you. Whatever's on that fairy has to be a chunky item. Whether it's Punch, Gone, or Hunky.
In Helm? Yeah, because there's a bunch of key 8. There's a key 8 Chunky K rule hint. It's just like gotta be there. Alright, this bounce up to this level is actually not in logic, so might be stealing something here. Not only are we stealing this, we're stealing entrances here, because now we can go in here. What do we got here, buddy? Japes!
Japes?
Okay. This is our first Japes look.
Yeah, unfortunately we have no info on Japes, other than CBs are foolish.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad amount of info, but Japes is nice to have, that's for sure, because it'll power your numbers up pretty quickly, because it's just one of the most dense levels. I don't think that was hinted. The hinted one is actually, it's definitely not hinted. This is not the Wath entrance. No. The Wath entrance would be the bottom of the mushroom. This can't be the Wath entrance for what it's worth, because you can't have main maps hinted by entrance hints. The hinted entrance is the bottom entrance to enter the front of the mill, which connects into Helm.
Is that true even if it's the only entrance to that level?
Yes. It just won't hint main map entrances because, like, it's so bad. It says bottom, for what it's worth. Ooh, a slam. That's nice.
Ooh, a slam. That's pretty nice.
And it's sold by Funky, which makes things even messier. That's nice.
But that will get you more... That gets you the Galleon Lanky 2-door entrance, which...
that
spit you out again?
I think the entrance that leads to Japes is like middle low or something, and then like middle high is the next one up.
Yeah.
I think low is the lowest one. It's a little goofy. There's a lot of these like rough edges around LZR because it's relatively unpopular because it's so difficult. It takes a lot of knowledge and a lot of practice to like not get totally lost. These guys are certainly proving their mettle here.
I will say though, without coconut or peanut, there are not a lot of extra entrances for you. And Eternal doesn't have, well, I guess you need barrels to go back the way you came, but I guess he already knows where that leads.
All right, nice little GB grind sesh to get you castle surrounding 7-8 chunky face Kongs. That would be the camera. Aztec Candy Tiny. That was Feather.
That's your Feather.
That's like the least surprising thing of all time. Mushroom Exterior 2 potions. One of them is hinted. And then Jape's Shops. Here we go. Now we're talking. Kie Chunky.
That's probably your slam, right?
That's got to be the slam, right? Oh, it has to be, right? Or, well, I guess we're about to see.
Well, we can see what's on Cranky. No, well, if
Funky
Cranky is the production item, that can't be pointing to a Cranky shop.
Right, so basically if Cranky doesn't have anything, I think we can lock in the Cranky hint. Well, I think we just lock that in anyway. Even though we don't know what Cranky sells in factory. That's the only thing sold in factory, so it has to be that. So it has to be the slam sold by Funky, so what do you do with Blue Slam? Oh, okay, I'm kind of stupid. I've now remembered why they're not going to the front of the mill to get the purple vial. It's because it's Red Slam locked. They're going to need Red Slam. Here's our 5-door temple item. It's diving. There you go. This is Lanky's?
Yeah, that's Lanky's 5-door.
Perfect. I mean, that's a great read. If he was specifically looking for diving, then that makes a ton of sense. To chase down Lanky's 5-door temple. Great recall there to remember that entrance was there. That's the power of notes. Because if you're like, did we see Lanky 5-door temple? I don't know. You have to like dig through your notes and be able to pick that out pretty quickly in order to recover that.
So Lanky's Aztec 5-door leads into Greenhouse, and Greenhouse leads into Aztec Lanky 5-door.
This is par for the course in LZR. It does this all the time because it's got to match Lanky entrances with Lanky entrances, and so you end up with like weird, funny two-way swaps like that, like all over the place. Like Lanky Tower was a mushroom entrance, and then a mushroom entrance was Lanky Tower or something like that. No, I didn't quite shuffle that like that, but something along those lines. And that's before we get to the lobbies. We've barely touched on lobbies. Lobbies are all sorts of messed up because they got a tag barrel in them, which means they can connect any Kong's entrance to any Kong's room. Complete nightmare. I think exiting Castle puts you in Cave's lobby, and it spits you out in a Lanky room in a Lanky 5-door ship. It's just that kind of nonsense can happen. Is that a mini? That was junk, wasn't it?
On the rock, I'm back to being confused here.
Yeah.
If Slam is to 8 free Kongs and Chunky, and we think it's Twirl in the mill levers, which would require Slam.
Oh.
But that Twirl gets us a key. Something's not adding up.
And we're out of keys in that hint. You're correct. So it has to be Sax? Okay. Huh.
But then how does homing lead to... Oh, because Funky sells you it. Okay. You're right. That 100%
Right.
is Sax.
It has to be then, yeah. That's messed up. Okay. Huh. Right. Number one entrance in my mind that I want really badly is the top of the mushroom. Because we now know that Mushroom Exterior has 2 potions, and we haven't seen either of them. And if we find the top of the mushroom, then we're going to work our way down and get everything. That would be... That's my number one desire right now. We could be so lucky.
Yeah. There's... With all these hints we have, I don't think there's any way that we know anywhere where Rocket Barrel is.
It's time to do some thinking, and I think after you do some thinking, it's time to just jump into entrances. There's really nothing else to do. Like, for one thing, at any point you can find the upper tunnel that contains candy and castle. There's a way of the horde gets splat. If you just run into an entrance and just randomly find it, you have found a way of the horde. So like that's like always something you gotta be on the lookout for. Okay, so that's what that was. Okay. I think that's Tiny's 5-door ship to enter, which notably is a tiny entrance we just got rid of. BLZR. Let's go gambling. Like I want to see Factory Lobby. I want to see Galleon Lobby with the Little King Scott diving now. I want to see Snide. I want to see Forest Lobby. Yeah, I want to see those. Okay, so Cranky sells us Twirl, and that'll be enough for key 5, right? That's just the end of that, I think. And then key 5 must lead to Kongs or something? Because, like, all this stuff is aligning to lead to Kong somehow, right? Like,
Well, the slam leads to free Kongs, but it doesn't lead to key 5.
Right. Is there a sack? Oh my god. Is it, like, Sax Mini for, like, the Anthill to get you Chinese 5-door ship? Oh. That would be heinous. I kind of like that plan to get Diddy in the Anthill, but that seems plausible. I'm trying to think of ways to get like a Twirl entrance or a Sax entrance to make sense, because we've got 4 Kongs, right? So like any unresolved Kongs hint at this point pretty much has to point to Diddy somehow. And given that tiny moves are going to be essential to finding the tiny entrance. Ooh, this is spooky. There are other nightmare scenarios that exist, like... I'm not even going to speak the unspeakable, but there's... Rest assured, there's a lot of really bad possibilities out there. Okay, I'm going to speak the unspeakable because it's too spicy. There's worlds where you have to cross Helm Lobby. Some nonsense like that. That's real bad, but... that would be real bad, but it doesn't seem super likely to me.
And plus, so the Helm Lobby, we don't have Switch Sanity, right? So that would always be Gorilla and Vines.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Gorilla is a little weird because we kind of know that there's a chunky move over in Helm somewhere, or almost certainly it's a chunky move at the end of Helm. That kind of like knocks out one of the, or that a third of the time that puts Gorilla on there, which is a little spicy. Alright, so Little King's also going to go out of logic to get into Japes. Maybe this little GB stimmy will get a few more hints of his way. Eternal certainly has a GB advantage, but this isn't looking like one of those fast LZRs where the GB advantage matters at all. You only need 40 to beat the seed. Your hints stop at 52, so you can just keep collecting up to 50 before it is completely worthless.
Yeah, and looking at the hints, I expect both. No one's gonna have GB troubles at the end of the season.
There will not be problems getting to 40. That much is for sure. 50 is, a little more of a reach. Very glad that Eternal remembered this arena and picked up his grape. That's gonna be kind of nice for him, even though it's massively confusing because I think the car race monkey port is actually the hinted item, which is messed up.
Yeah, but grape will hopefully. Hopefully he's thinking about Aztec 5-door and he finds diving, and then he goes pick up monkey port.
Hopefully. So this is Twirl, right? This factory shop item? Gotta be Twirl,
I think
right?
It has to be.
It is indeed
yes,
Twirl. If you know it's Twirl, I think you could reasonably skip it too. You could just do Twirlless. Caves isn't that crazy. These guys know their stuff. Well, I suppose maybe you gotta go to Cranky to get a refill, so... Maybe it's faster to do this anyway, especially if you were gonna check R&D again. Maybe, I don't know. All's well that ends well. Oh, we found the treasure room proper. This is always a nice, like, stimmy. Oh, was that? I think that was the hive.
Hey, yeah, I think so, because Eternal was in here earlier.
Right. That's the funny thing. When you look at one stream long enough, then you have to, like, look back at the other one. It's like, where were they last? What entrances align with that? I'm like...
It's so hard, because, like, I feel like I need to wear those, like, 3D glasses. One eye's only looking at one monitor. One eye's only looking at the other monitor. It's very hard to be like, ooh, what's one person doing? And next thing you know, like, someone's in Helm Lobby, and you're like, what happened?
Yeah, it is... At any moment, you could blink and somebody's across the world. That's LZR in a nutshell. It's crazy. It's crazy out here. It's madness! So key 5 could be Path to Chunky Hero Kongs. I think that's a possibility. It's not Path to key 8 because we have enough. We have hints that include key 5 that don't include key 8. But
right.
We don't need that much for key 8.
Only to key 5, Chunky, and Kongs.
It is worth noting we don't need that much for key 8. What do we need for key 8? We need Twirl, or no, we need Guitar and Rocket Barrel. That's it. 2 moves. So if we can find a way to wheel in a Rocket Barrel here, like maybe you get Peanut in Mushroom Exterior and Rocket Barrel locks it, and life is good. Maybe your Slam gets you your Rocket Barrel somewhere, and then you go find your Peanut in the right spot. Somewhere in the Mushroom. Nice and easy. Very real possibility. Oh, looks like Eternal is dumping 5 tiny blueprints. Big old dump. You get a whole bunch of info.
Yeah, I'll bring him up to 42. So I think that's a threshold of 41. And what, 48 and 50?
Something like that. I thought there was like a 45 pack. I could just be making numbers up. Love making stuff up. Oh, there's a joke hint. That's a good one. Nice. Forgot those snuck in this one.
Exterior to 8 and chunky. Igloo to 5 chunky Kongs.
Okay, so that confirms, that's gotta be key 5. That confirms key 5 is path to chunky K. Rool Kongs. That's kind of wild. And then another mushroom exterior key chunky, so... Okay. I really, really, really want to find the top of the mushroom now. Really bad. Oh, shout out Monkey Smash, though. Monkey Smash mode, that one's killer. Castle surroundings chunky K. Rool Kongs. What could that be? That's not the camera. That's definitely not the camera. Oh! Oh, one of the mushroom exterior checks is the blast course. What am I talking about? That one's hinted. Ooh. That's not good.
I think both our surroundings potions are hinted.
No, we don't know what the second one is. One of them is definitely hinted in the form of the blast course, but then the other one is pretty much unhinted. Well, the other one got just got
sorry, castle surroundings, not forest exterior.
Yeah.
But cameras definitely are 7, and then
it is a little bit ominous that our scouring hints have just happened to give us perfect info on 2 regions that are very important.
Yeah,
convenient, very, very convenient of you, game. And it is a coincidence. This is not dev. This is the main site. That's actually a coincidence, which kind of blows my mind. Alright, so Eternal's big hurdle right now is not having done the treasure room hunt to get his monkey port. I think LittleKing can work out key 5 pretty quickly soon, once he just goes back.
I mean, seeing Igloo to 5 chunky Kongs, I think he's got to know that that's
well,
key 5.
He did just get his chunky so he could go back to factory and pick up the twirl, but he might as well just... You probably can smell out that twirl and just skip it. I think that's pretty reasonable to do as well. If the only reason you're going back to factory is to do that shop, then I think it's faster to skip it. If you're not afraid of twirl anywhere else, which I don't think we are. Doesn't seem likely to me. Especially with that igloo hint, right? Because cranky, twirl, and key 5 all appear to be on the same paths, which implies that the only use for twirl is getting key 5. So
yeah,
I'd be pretty happy with that. I'd be pretty happy skipping twirl at least.
Like, the only annoying part would be if you like take a deep dive and find the upper caves from Castle, where that Kasplatway the whore is, and then you see something on the chasm barrel, and you're like, well, shoot.
Yeah, tell you what, nobody has looked at Factory Lobby. Neither of these guys have looked at Factory Lobby, and that could just be it. There could just be a way of the horde right there. That could be your guitar. That could be your rocket barrel. That could be your top of the mushroom. It could be any of those. Okay, we're feeling frisky back at the mill. I don't think there's anything to do here. Takes you back to exit level, takes you back to Galleon. Knowing where your exit levels take you is super important in LZR because you just are bouncing between stuff all the time. Like, if you like, I need to get the
way to get around.
I need to get the forest. You have to like look at your notes and be like, okay, how do I get the forest? I go here, here, here. I like go into the prison and then pause, exit out of the spider, and then I have to re-enter chunky 5-door ship. Oh, I can't do that. Oh shoot. And you have to keep digging for, like, how do I actually get into forest proper? Weirdly enough, we don't really have a great way. I think LittleKing just kind of suffered through finding a way back into forest. I don't know what his path was, but here we are. Entering the mill.
Oh, factory lobby.
Is the crypt. Okay. I mean,
lighthouse leads you to factory lobby.
Oh, that's a nice pickup. Oh, into the mushroom.
Inside a mushroom.
Okay.
This is perfect for forced chunky metal. I believe there are at least 40 CBs in here, so it is a known way of the horde.
We've hit the point where everyone's just kind of going back and forth on entrances now, which makes it like 15 times more difficult to keep track of which one's where.
Yeah. So this was Galleon Lighthouse, which does require one of your slams to get to factory lobby, which then gets you into the forest mushroom interior.
Right. Oof. And these entrances, any of these could be your Castle Underground, but Gotta do your due diligence. Take the climb. Get the chunky bananas.
I would not be well, you kind of know where to go now. It's not the worst thing in the world.
I think you're pretty likely to run the dead ends here. Like, I think if I had to just completely shot in the dark and guess, I bet the llama temple's in here. That's the kind of entrances that ends up in the mushroom for whatever reason. It loves to be in here.
Little King is deciding to go twirlless to pick up our key 5 here.
Yeah, this is big time. This is definitely worth doing. And then check the entrances immediately.
Really interested to know what the 2 level entrances are, since it really seems like key 5. Well, we know for a fact key 5 leads to Chunky and Free Kong.
I think there's a world where you just find Tiny's 5-door ship out of one of these entrances. I think that's a real world. Or maybe...
Would that be the case? We have so many other Free Kongs, I'm not really sure.
Can you find something to do with a slam?
Unresolved.
No. The slam is weird, because one slam got hinted 8 Chunky K. Rool Kongs. If the other slam is not path to key 8, that means one slam has to lock the other, which means we would need an entrance with a slam and something to do with it. So you would need like a blue slam.
I think it might be to get blast here.
My guess was
so far the only way we've gotten into here has been at least one slam locked.
Well, we just got blast off Chunky Metal, so that kind of helps. Oh, there's a llama temple. Look at that. I was gonna guess Tiny Temple, because you could have a blue slam locked check in Tiny Temple that gets you a blue slam lock check in Tiny Temple that gets you the other slam. That could work. It would be messed up beyond all measure, but it could work. Key 5. Nice little peek there in the bottom there. There's nothing down there. The Force Blast Course is hilariously enough still out of logic, because we actually don't have a way to get to the middle level yet, because we haven't found the top or Diddy plus Rocket Barrel. Or some entrance in between. Well... okay, it's only out of logic if we can't get back into Japes. If we had a different way to get into Japes, it would be in logic, because we then would have access to that mid-level because of the Japes entrance. So,
yeah. There's
a world where it is in logic, depending on that, and because there's a world where it is in logic, due to some other entrance, I think it's worth committing to. You can live in the world where it just is in logic and just not really worry. Just figure it out.
Yeah.
All right. So
there's so many like implicit, possibly either ors. That's why you just kind of have to vibe it out.
Here's one of our T5 entrances. This is the lower tunnel. Wow. Or the upper tunnel. This is upper tunnel candy side. This guy's way of the horde. What do you got? Coconut shooter. Okay. Huh. What are we?
Coconut way of the horde.
What do you think we need coconut for, Chief? I have zero idea.
The classic coconut swath. Why? That's too much info.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, who knows? Entering the dungeon is the library, I think. Which, who cares? It could be the tree, actually. If you find the tree, the Kasplat is just coconut locked, and we're looking for a surroundings item. That's Chunky K. Rool and Kongs. I really like that idea, so maybe like we just get the tree here. Nope, we get Chunky's 5-door temple. Which isn't super appealing. I feel like we got a good solve there. Have you seen? I don't think we've seen Donkey's 5-door temple. I mean, I guess this is something to do, sure. Could check the llama temple entrance now. I guess he had feather. Oh, I guess we have seen this. Never mind. I don't know if he knew that or is just playing it off. He might be playing it off cool.
Maybe we only saw.
Yeah, he was playing it off cool. He exited a level. Nice try. Alright, we still have more entrances to check. Like, say, well, I guess we found a reason for key 5 to be... yeah, because the upper tunnel was a dead end on all fronts, key 5 is always... Wow, look at that, that's Japes. Entering Galleon Lobby gives you Japes access, which confirms the blast course is in logic once Little King finds the inside of the mushroom. Which was, oh my god. Entering the lighthouse? That's a crazy entrance. That's a tough one to get back to.
Yeah.
Not tough to get back to in the sense that it's physically difficult to get back there. It's tough in the sense that you have to like think about it. Like, when would I actually go back there?
It's out of the way and it's one entrance. Like, you're not really drawn to that location.
Right.
And so far, I think Eternal's only found other dead ends inside the mushroom, so that might be your only logical access into the mushroom.
Alright, so...
Which I don't know if that 100% always locks Chunky's metal, but it definitely makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, it really does. You definitely want to be doing that. Oh, this is really funny. Because the seal race the seal race info, like, you know, where he tells you he's got a bottle of grog, because it's decoupled from the actual race itself, if you just randomly find the seal race, you just kind of have to do it. Like, you can't skip it because, like, it could have something good. Or if you free the seal, he'll tell you he's got a bottle of grog, but then you go into the grotto and it's just like the power hut, and you're like, well, that's not helpful at all. I guess the seal's out there somewhere with some goods. So,
yeah.
In this case, we
found
the former.
Yeah, the lower, what is it? The mid,
Oh.
the mid lower mid entrance, whichever one takes you right to the red splat, takes you to ballroom, which unfortunately is a one-way.
And which connects into Aztec Lobby. Oh no, we're in connector hell. Oh my god, we're in connector hell.
Takes you to training.
So we've gone Mushroom Interior to the ballroom to Aztec Lobby to the training grounds, and there's an entrance in here. It's Donkey's Treehouse is an entrance, so we still gotta check that guy. And there's a potion here. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
I don't know if this is any good. We don't have it hinted at all. I'm not too torn up about Sprint.
Sprint?
I don't think we need to worry too much about this one. This factory potion, though, this is Twirl, right? Yes, of course. Which was just skipped, so who cares? Never mind.
Yeah. I guess while you're here, may as well pick it up. You don't want to run into a situation where you need Twirl and don't have it.
Definitely not, definitely not. This is probably half the reason he came to factory, because he knew his way to the Horde. I can't think of what other reason he's coming to factory for.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Have they looked at the arcade? They probably just got to look through the window or something. More
Well,
entrances to
climbing
check
up arcade is an entrance, right?
only
Or
on
is that only in
Dev.
Dev?
It is not on the
okay.
main branch yet. Okay, so things I want to see. I want to see the tree. I think oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. That's awful. All right. So we just got so entering the Isle's Mouth, which was Tiny 5-Door Temple, which yeah, that makes sense because that got us funky. And then entering Helm Lobby is just brutal. So you need key 6 and key 7. We know where key 6 is. It's sold by Candy in Caves, but it's sold to Diddy, so we gotta go find the guy to get that key, and then we just go run. We just prance right up to the lobby. We got Monkey Port, no problem, and key 7.
Looks like Connector Hell leads you to Seasick.
Connector Hell leads
the end of your trip.
Oof, which is incredible because you can't. We don't have punch, so you have to write down the whole chain because you don't have charge either, so you couldn't do like Aztec Lobby or no. Never mind, because the bonus barrel is spawned, it's on the floor. Never mind. You have to write down like the ballroom because you don't have Rocket Barrel, you don't have Diddy. I guess training grounds is all set. We got Shockwave and Vines, no problems there.
Yeah. Nothing in the training ground
All
other
right,
than
now
Sprint ends up being.
Now we're talking. Eternal's checking out the tree. This is an entrance that could have the tree itself. When did he get blasted? Oh, he was the one that got blasted? I thought.
That was the Force Chunky Metal.
Oh, blast was Force Chunky Metal. I thought I mixed up the lower tunnel find. He's looking for Monkey Port. Oh, he is on the hunt for diving to get into the treasure chest. Skip
yes.
If you're cheeky. Oh, the tree is vanilla! This is huge. Wait, this could actually be... Well... He doesn't have coconut! Ah!
Nothing to do there. Ooh, red
Hold
potion on Linky Dungeon.
Oh, and we can do it! We got balloon, we got trombone. We can actually get this red potion. Is this guitar or rocket barrel? We're looking for both of those.
I'm feeling spring.
It's charged.
Nice try. We're all wrong on all fronts.
Okay, fine. Where is this entrance again? I don't even know. Who cares?
The...
It's garbage. It's garbage. We'll get about it. Have we seen the... Have we seen Caves Lobby? I want to see Caves Lobby too.
I don't think we've seen it yet.
He is dying in the back of the mills because there's no good way into forest. That's... Here we are, folks. Here we are. This is good. Both slams are in japes. That's actually kind of notable. If we are worried about one slam locking the other, if japes is our blue slam, one of japes or Aztec is our blue slam level. We actually don't know our second blue slam level. If japes is the blue slam level and one slam locks the other, then we gotta start thinking about like blue slam for key 8 and red slam for that purple vial, which we know to be sacks, which could get us what we need, I guess. I don't know. We actually haven't seen exit japes yet.
Yeah, still haven't really found. I'm debating whether it's we need both slams for 8 chunky free Kongs, or if one slam locks the other and it's to get blast. And if blast locks your pineapple, that might be your only way of getting chunky metal.
Oh, jeez. That would be kind of a mess, wouldn't it? Worth noting, that is our best japes access now by a lot. Oh, that looks more like Rocket Barrel to me. Or guitar, one or the other. It's going to be something for key 8. Both of our things in the mushroom exterior look like they're for key 8, so I think one's going to be Rocket Barrel and the other's going to be guitar, whatever they are. Hopefully you find Rocket Barrel first. If you find Rocket Barrel first, you're much happier. much happier.
And we did say this is all in logic because we did find normal access to japes, right?
Right. Normal access to japes is diving locked, but Eternal does not have diving, so that's a little annoying. Japes is green? Okay. Japes is confirmed green? Okay, so that means
it could
Aztec
be Aztec. There are not a lot of slams in Aztec.
Well, the problem is that the slam is in japes, so like...
Well, I guess...
I'm stupid. This is what you need coconut for. You need coconut to find the second slam in japes. That makes perfect sense. There's tons of coconut stuff in japes. Oh, thank God, it was Rocket Barrel too. That's good. That's good. So guitar is probably just upstairs somewhere. I'm just not worried about it. Once we get Diddy, it's a lot easier to figure that out. And it seems unlikely that we need to get up there to get Diddy. We haven't seen this entrance though, so another mushroom.
There is another hinted potion in exterior.
Right, and that's almost certainly our guitar. We have 2 separate path hints for mushroom exterior for key 8 chunky K roll, which screams you need me to beat Helm. Which the last thing we need is guitar. Is that really entering Chunky's Fiber Temple?
Oh, they don't have Diddy. I'm stupid. I was like, why not Rocket Barrel to the top? They don't have Diddy, dummy.
Where is enter? I know we'd seen this entrance already. Am I stupid? I guess I'm stupid. Cool. Oh, we've seen the interior. We haven't seen the exterior of Chunky Fiber Temple. All right. So back to the notes for Eternal. He's gonna do some digging on. He's gonna do some soul searching on this one to try and figure out where in the world the car race is. Or no, he needs to remember that Lanky's greenhouse is Lanky's 5-door temple. And then go into the 5-door temple to pick up his diving.
Yeah, I'm a little worried he might have already penciled in that's funky, and might be confused / not wanting to go to other 5-door temple entrances.
Yeah, it's not at all diabolical for what it's worth because it looks plausible at a glance, but is not at all.
Yeah.
Oh, here's an aisles check that you could. I bet many people just kind of forgot about. Look, you get the camera late, and that guy just does not get remembered. I think the Little King's trying to work his way to chunky metal, but I don't think he's close. I think you need the mushroom interior.
Well, you get like 5 here. And then you'll have to remind me, is Funky locked by both Feather and Pineapple?
Funky's locked by Feather Mini.
Or, sorry, in Forest, you need both guns to get to his shop.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you can't get those.
You pretty much need the inside of the mushroom, more or less.
Yeah,
which means you're back
you're
back to entrance hunting.
I can't see getting the medal without that.
Yeah, and if I were a betting man, I would be betting on all Kong entrances. So, like, I would be checking Lanky Attic. He might have looked at that already. The front of the mill here, if he hasn't looked at that, that's definitely worth going into, but I think he has. It's the crypt.
Mm-hmm.
Mushroom entrances are excellent. Is he interested in... Ooh, here we go. A little grape action.
I guess, but even if you pencil in grape for factory R&D, which actually I think that's more likely than port is, grape is solved because it... What did it get you?
I don't think grape got us anything. I'm pretty sure it's monkey port is our R&D hint, and then grape is...
Well, grape got us diving.
Oh, it did. You're right. Oh, so it is grape then. Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Oh. Ew. Oh, that's gross. You telling me that monkey port is unhinted? Oh, that's messed up. Oh no, it's hinted in the form of the entrance hint, so that's the saving grace.
Yeah. But yeah, the big roadblock here is Eternal just needs diving.
Worth noting,
And DK needs...
He found excellent forest access via exiting Japes. So you go into Galleon Lobby to go into the mountain, exit Japes, and it spits you out in forest. So that's like our new best forest access, which is excellent. Somehow we haven't seen this entrance. Somehow we have not seen this entrance, and it's Helm Lobby of all things. That is diabolical. That's heinous. That is horrible. That is really bad. No good. Awful. Oh, Little King just went to the lighthouse, which means he just found the inside of the mushroom. He just won, like, right there. That's a huge win for him.
Huge win. He's going to pick up Blast. That's going to pick him up Rocket Barrel.
But the problem is it doesn't get him... It doesn't get him Diddy.
Much else outside of that.
Diddy is our winning ticket item now, and it looks like Diddy is Red Slam locked in the form of that sax on conveyor belts. That's my guess. So then, where does the slam come from? It's in. We know it's in Jape somewhere. Is there a world where one slam locks the other somehow? Have we gotten anything off a slam yet?
Well, if one slam does lock the other, then Blast, I'm almost certain I'm willing pencil in is slam locked. So maybe I have my notes wrong. I have another Castle Surroundings to Chunky and Free Kongs that I don't think is resolved.
Yeah, I think that's in the tree. So maybe that's our slam? Coconut locked?
Well, the tree wouldn't get you back into Japes.
It's Blast and Coconut locked. That's crazy. Oh yeah, you're right, it can't be the slam. So it could be something else for Japes, like maybe a Hunky Chunky?
Maybe a Peanut?
Peanut looks a little better, but where's Diddy? We need Diddy!
Oh, true, yeah. The whole thing needs Diddy. Ignore the red potions.
Our silly monkey friend is nowhere to be found. This looks pretty bad for Eternal, and Death Warping again in the back of the mill. They're just horrible. The problem is I don't think he has a better option. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's hard because you also don't want to just like spend a bunch of time trying to search for just better entrances. I mean,
right. It's faster to take the slow death than to try and find something better. It's just So I really like the tree for something, I guess. Maybe it's like Punch, and then maybe... It looks like the only thing that's red slime locked is Diddy, right? Is that Sax into Diddy, if I had to guess?
That would be my guess, too. I mean, Slam has to get incorporated here somewhere.
We found all our hints, by the way, so we're kind of in trouble. We just gotta figure it out at this point.
And if Blast gets you into the tree, which it does, and Blast, I'm almost certain is Slam B locked. I think there could be something in the tree. I mean, that fairy does not require Sniper, right? In the tree? So maybe Castle Tree Fairy?
Could be? Yeah, you're right. Good call. You know what else we forgot? I completely forgot that there was a red vial in the Aztec Tunnels that's Hunky Barrels locked. So that could be... It could be we find Hunky in the Mushroom Exterior and that turns into Guitar. That would be the dream, because then we knock out Hunky and Guitar at once. Worth noting, we have Chunky K. Rool, by the way, and we have none of the Chunky K. Rool moves. That's not good. I would call that really bad, actually.
Yeah.
We're pretty sure one of them is in Helm, for what it's worth, so we're really missing two.
I think my gallon of water here is going to be doing some work.
Yeah,
could be in here for the long haul.
Whatever we get in Castle Surroundings, we're just going to pray to the high heavens is also a Chunky K. Rool move, because it's on the path of Chunky K. Rool, so like hopefully it just is the move. Whatever it is, it gets us one. Good. And then our Mushroom Exterior chain, I don't know, that just all leads in a Key 8. Okay, so our Key 5 chain, that led us to Coconut. Coconut leads us into the surroundings for Chunky K. Rool Kongs. So yeah, it's definitely going to be Coconut. I'm pretty happy to slam the tree in as like Punch or Gorilla Gon or Monkey or Hunky Chunky. One of the three. Less likely to be Hunky Chunky, I think. Hunky Chunky.
What do you do with that though for Free Kongs?
I don't know. I didn't get that far ahead, man.
I feel like if you get Punch off that, and it's like, well, good luck. I mean, Punch gets you a couple entrances, I suppose.
Well, yeah, and Punch could find you Chunky Underground, and that could be the slam. That's a possibility.
Did one of them find Underground?
Nope. they found the way out of underground, but not the underground itself. So there's still a possibility. We're kind of reaching here, but yeah, there's a lot of entrances at a punch. The entrance to the back of the mill is punch locked. The mini hole that you punch the box in the back of the mill, and then enter with mini, or you either exit the back of the mill with mini or enter the back of the mill with mini. Both of those are completely different entrances. That entrance is horrendous. Mill watch represent.
Oh, I've seen that like really hurt people, where you have to get to the back of mill, punch the box, and then separately find your way into main forest to mini into the entrance.
It's bad. It's real bad.
Diabolical.
And you got to do it. It has to be done. Right, what are we thinking here? And he's checking coconut checks, I think. Okay, don't hate that.
Ooh. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know what brings Eternal back to lanky greenhouse entrance.
I think the problem I have is that TheLittleKing needs to be chasing his blast, or not his blast. Well, he's chasing his coconut correctly, actually. It's just I guess it's an unfortunate coincidence that it's also blast, because blast appears to be resolved now that I got you rocket barrel, but blast is definitely used for more stuff than just that rocket barrel looks like. I'm pretty sure the tree is our answer.
Yeah, I think so too.
So it may not necessarily be using coconut to find an entrance. It could be using other donkey moves to find an entrance that needs coconut. Eternal enjoying his front of the mill. Has he seen Helm yet? I don't know if he saw Helm, but he's about to, I think.
No, I don't think he's seen Helm yet.
Oh, it's right here, so. In that purple vial that is just diabolical. If he doesn't go in that hole, I'm pretty sure. Oh, maybe he hasn't, because he doesn't have the coins yet.
I think he was like, purple vial, and then he saw the red switch and went like, oh.
Oh, man. Good news, though. Actually, he might be freaking out because he hasn't seen Helm yet, and he knows that, like, he needs to find Helm. And
I think he's freaking out about diving, to be honest.
Oh, he might actually think Helm is the top of Prime Isle, which we also have no idea what that is, for what it's worth. That's cool, too. That's just
a good
great.
question there.
There's your Helm. Enjoy. We're still in a holding pattern for Diddy, because once we find Diddy... Okay, so let's just assume we just, like, figure everything out magically. We find the slam and we go get Sax and then go get Diddy. We're just going to leap through some hoops there. What do you do when you get Diddy? I think, number one, you go buy Key 6 and Caves. And
go
then
to that entrance.
Check that entrance. I think that's, like, the number one most important thing you got to do with Diddy.
Absolutely.
And then just kind of, like, hopes that solves your seed, I guess. That possibly be?
Did he also get you rocket barrel, so you could get to the top of Mushroom Exterior? And there's something else in Mushroom Exterior that might be your guitar. Once you have a guitar, you can complete Helm, get that Helm Fairy. Right. So stuff starts moving.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, going to the mushroom to fly up the rock, or fly up the mushroom to figure out what's going on there. Find your other move. Hopefully it's guitar. Actually, hopefully it's Hunky Chunky, and then Hunky Chunky gets you guitar, but we can only, well, let's not get greedy. We'll hope for one thing at a time. There's been a lot of hopefullys thrown around here, so you just gotta kind of pray. Choose to believe. Have we not seen Factory Lobby? Am I going crazy? Nice power.
We have. Factory Lobby connected you to Mushroom Interior. Oh, do you mean from Isles
entering
to Factory Lobby?
Isles entering Factory Lobby. I don't think we've seen that.
Oh.
Am I going crazy?
I don't know, but I'd be so surprised. We're an hour and a half into the seed, and that's like one of the first open entrances.
It's just kind of how it is. Like, sometimes in LZR, you just kind of lose track of, you lose track of all your isles, and just, oh, tree for the LittleKing. Here we go. Big pull here, big pull. He's chasing DK entry. Well, actually, the diabolical thing about the tree is that it's an all-Kong entrance, because you open the tree, and then it just stays open. But he's chasing Blast, I guess, which also kind of makes sense. I mean, you got two things to do with Blast. And your Blast being, well, I don't know. It's just going to work out really well for him, because if you're looking for the tree, you're also looking for an all-Kong entrance, because you need to, the tree has to be able to be accessible to both Chunky and DK. So, well, in theory, it could be just like a 2-Kong entrance. There's really not that many of those, so looking for all-Kong entrances, like the tree itself, is a great way to go. So pretty good odds we find something good here.
I also wonder, like, you might be on the train of thought. So I'm not convinced Sax actually gets you anything here. I think it might all just be one slam locks the other.
Well, I think slam, or I think Sax gets you Diddy. That's what's big.
Well, there is something on this.
It's
fairy.
punch. Okay,
that's punch.
Big pull. So punch to Kongs. So you just chase punch entrances, right? Oh, it's the back of the mills. You go to the back of the mills, you punch open the box, and then you've got 2 more tiny entrances to try and pull Diddy from. How is the slam path to Kongs? Any knowers? Anyone got the lore on this one?
I really think slam locks are blast.
Oh, because it
I think
opens.
if one slam locks the other,
Oh my
your slam
God.
locks are blast.
You're right, because it opens the lighthouse. That's the only way into the mushroom that we know of. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You're totally right. That's messed up. It all works out here. So we're probably gonna find Tiny 5-door ship here. Very funny game. Very funny. Very funny. That is the.
Well, we did.
I think that's the Tiny 5-door ship from the outside. That's really funny. I think that's Tiny's 5-door ship. That might be Lanky's, but I think that's Tiny's. That's
No,
just
that was
diabolical. That's so mean. Oh my god. It do be funny. It do be funny.
Yeah, I'd still like to see from the forced main through that entrance the other way. That could be your Tiny 5-door ship.
Right, and that's immediately where LittleKing headed. He's headed. His castle access, or at least the best one he's found, the one that he's used to. I think the Japes route is a little better, but no matter. I could actually go either way because this one puts you by all the warps. You go into the mausoleum, which puts you in the anthill, and then you die in the anthill. Yeah, he's running by that charge. That he's running by that punch door because he knows that like this is the winning ticket for sure. Boom, Tiny 5-door ship.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah, I think that 100% confirms punch or slams lock each other.
There's Diddy.
And there's Diddy.
I guess
Family,
so.
an hour and 32 minutes in.
I don't know how the slams lock each other. I haven't a clue, but
I mean, maybe it's just like one of your slams locks Peanut and
or
Peanut.
or it's just on the Japes and Blast course. Is that possible?
Maybe.
That works
Oh,
too.
maybe. Yeah, that would work.
That seems pretty good odds to me, unless we've already seen that. And there's your family, an hour 30 minutes in. This is very normal for LZR for what it's worth. Sometimes you find your family like 20 minutes in. Sometimes you find it 2 hours in. You really never know with LZR. It's just kind of an adventure. I mean, Eternal's on pace for 2 hours. Let's see. Messing. I mean, yeah, that diving pole is like everything at this point. It's just.
Yeah.
Did you find the greenhouse, or did you remember the Lanky 5-door ship in the Lanky 5-door temple in the greenhouse to get your diving, or do you know the trick to do the swim from the sub? Because if you did that, I think you'd be off to the races just as well.
LittleKing doing the first thing, which is just seeing if we can pull the other. And it looks like it's red push, and it's probably just guitar.
It's simply just guitar. Perfect. Now, unfortunately, this leaves us in an awkward spot where we have 2 chunky hero moves to find, and I think we only really have 1 path remaining.
Yeah. So, key 7. Oh, so one of the chunky moves has to be this entrance up here, because key 7 is path to chunky phase, and it's
You
not
are
resolved.
totally correct. This is, well, oh my god, you got alt-tweeted in BLZR. That's the funniest thing of all time. Oh my god, nobody forget that. Holy moly. Rare form here.
It's an hour and 30 minute in Alta tweet. But yeah, we buy key 6, go into that entrance. That's gonna be, I think we're fine because I think that's one of our chunky moves, and then Helm has the other.
Eternal's he's on the way. He's on the way. He's got the greenhouse.
Does he do it? Yes, he does it. All right.
I think he's already seen this, so it's just kind of like he has to do it. If he's coming back,
I don't think he's been in here with Grape.
He may have like finally pieced together the hints, just like, okay, Funky doesn't make sense as my 5-door temple hinted item. Then he gets his dive in, and then he runs straight to the treasure room.
Yeah.
Boom. Very nice. All right, there's your key. Key 6. So all keys except key 8, and we're good to go. I'd be feeling great if I were LittleKing, because whatever this entrance is, hopefully gets you a chunky move. And then the other one's in Helm, and you're done. That's the end of the seed.
Yeah.
Alright, this is the real test of LZR, though, for Eternal, is how good are your notes? Have you taken good enough notes to get exactly where you want to as easy as possible? Here you go. Why are we worried about triangle? Oh my god, it's forest lobby. That's not good.
I'm having flashbacks.
Uh-oh. So the entrances, they're funny like that. They could be connectors. It better not be that check. It can be through here. It could also be through here. The museum monkey port. It could also be the ferry, so hang on, maybe you shouldn't have done that, but that's alright. Into Tiny's 5-door igloo. It could be in here.
hold. We're gonna be in for a long night if it's not.
There we
here.
go. Hunky chunky.
Thank
All right.
God.
Oh, we're good.
There's our hunky.
That is diabolical. It's also an igloo item. Okay, that's just messed up. All right, so where's Helm? Off you go, Chief. Figure it out. You gotta go back to Forest? Yep, so he goes into Galleon. He exits into the crypt. He then enters the mausoleum to then die in the anthill and put himself back in Forest Main. Unbelievable. So that right there was a quintessential messed up lobby connector right there. Like you enter Helm lobby, you go into Forest lobby, which everyone needs to get to because it's got the Check Legends, of course. And then it spits you into a tiny connector connecting between the monkey port pad and the mini hole into a tiny room inside the tiny igloo. And the tiny igloo was the winner. What are we back here for, Chief? What are you doing
Helm.
with the saxophone?
He's just going straight to Helm.
I was stupid. You don't need that. You just need Helm. And because we didn't get a second entrance hint for this room, pretty strong indicator you don't need whatever that purple vial is. Whatever
it has to be sacked.
Whatever saxophone that purple vial is. I mean, this is excellently done. This is a very difficult seed to parse. Like, there's a lot of trap items, right? It's very easy to fall into the trap on the 5-door temple hint. It's easy to fall into the trap on the R&D hint. The Mills hint really ties things together, and then it tells you all you need to know about Key 7.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of pitfalls here. I think one of the biggest things is just realizing you don't need both slams. It's just one slam locks the other.
I think one of the crazy
Chaser
things...
blast.
The crazy thing is you didn't need that Helm lobby hint, I don't think. Like, you didn't need that Helm lobby entrance hint. Because Key 7 on the Path to Chunky Carol, you could figure that out. There's one thing to do with it.
Yeah. I guess it's true, especially since you get port way before Key 7.
I think it's... I can't really call this a fast LZR seed, because I think Eternal is... He's going through the blender right now. The speed at which you beat an LZR seed is often... somewhat... There's a fair amount of luck that contributes to it, but I think LittleKing very much so leveraged his luck into a very fast time. This is...
Yeah.
He played this excellently. A lot of good tricks, a lot of good knowledge, a lot of good notes, a lot of good memory, a lot of good routing, just a lot of good. Into a tiny phase, chunky phase right at the end. Gorilla Gone on the ferry, that's incredible.
Yep, that's our last hanging Chad, so we have everything we need to beat the seed. So another quick thing about the format, it's only 2 phases, not 3, so we only have Tiny and Chunky as the 2 phases.
It can also include K-Rule phases, it can also include our regular bosses. We just happen to not roll them, so here we are.
Yeah.
We ended up with one of the the highest requirement phases in the game. Classic. I think the one thing he got really lucky on, or at least maybe he was playing to his outs, but I think the one thing he really hit on was the tree. I don't know about the tree. I think that one's really hard to come to.
Yeah, that's definitely the hardest. Like if you're just looking for entrances and you find, oh, this is coconut locked, it's like I could see Eternal pulling it later because you have coconut sort of without any rhyme or reason.
He's already seen the tree, so he's actually going to run straight there.
So like once he gets after he gets Key 5 and coconut, I think he'd be likely to go back there.
Yeah. Can you skip diving this seed? I think you can.
I believe so.
I think if you skip diving, you're in like a really good shape. You're in really good shape in this seed. You can skip diving, you can skip twirl. Maybe you can't skip both because you might need more coconuts. I don't know. Twirl's really easy to get to though, right? It's just in the factory shop.
Yeah.
I think Eternal is on a straight path to Diddy. He's gonna grab his coconut. He's gonna know what to do with it, hopefully, and then he runs straight to Diddy. I think. Well, he grabs his coconut.
Well, I guess the first question is if he's parsed that blast is still important. Because if he's parsed that and he knows coconut's hanging, I think you go directly to the tree.
If you think coconut and surroundings, it's one spot. You just run to the tree.
True, yes.
You might be a little afraid to leave these entrances behind, which is very reasonable because these were kind of scary to leave behind. I don't think you do the... He's got to really think hard about this one. He's like, I really don't want to do it, or you really don't want to leave things behind in LZR. Like the feeling of like, I really don't want to leave this behind because if it's important, it's going to be horrible to come back to, and I'm going to lose by like an hour.
Yeah.
It feels terrible to leave something behind, but you just have to trust your notes. You have to trust your hint read. And be like, no, I do not need the library. Strong Kong is not hinted in any capacity. Get me out of here. It's time to go. You just have to trust. It's very tempting to clear everything you can see, but that loses a lot of time. In the Chunky 5-door temple, what are you gonna do with this? Nothing.
Chunky 5-door, no pineapple.
Get out of here. You gotta weigh the Horde Coconut, and you gotta figure out what to do with it. That's a tough sell. That's really difficult to do.
Plus, when you struggled so much to get diving for port, and then you're like an hour 40 in, feeling behind, and you're suddenly left with Coconut Way of the Horde, it's not the best feeling in the world.
That castle surroundings hint is the camera, not that one. Going on like batch 8 or 9. It's the winning ticket. Also, shout out to the boot. You gotta watch people finish while they're in the boot. Incredible. Always a great ending to a race lobby when you get booted.
Yeah. Especially since instead of being like a 1 in 5 chance of ending in the boot, it's now like a 1 in 5 plus 7, 12? 1 in 12 chance. Feels worse.
He's recalled the tree. This is a great pull from Eternal. This is a really good pull.
Yeah.
Because if he does this, he then gets punch. You can pretty reasonably reason, I need a tiny entrance and I have punch. There's like 2 in the game, and you know what to do. You run to the back of the middle. His favorite location.
Yeah, and if you weren't already certain, I think this does solidify you. Okay, it's just one slam locks the other. It's not I need both slams.
Yeah, the hint that they were both in japes, I think, was really telling there. Because if one slam locked the other directly, it kind of like has to lock it directly. It feels like, and there just isn't a way to do that if they're both in japes.
Well, I don't know. That would be the only way that one slam would be path to all this stuff, right?
Something like that. The TheLittleKing has finished, and he takes, out of this race lobby of 17 people, he takes 2nd place with 6 asyncs. He is in. GG. Not done with a time of 1:43.09. He's in.
For this kind of seed, that's an amazing time.
That's a great time. And even greater time, he's 2nd place. We got Violet Pumpkin taking 1st place in the lobby with a time of 1:36.49. 7 minutes? I could see 7 minutes coming back on this one, but that's just LZR in a
Well,
nutshell.
in Blazer, it's sort of like, you know, if the entrances fall to your favor, it could just end up giving you a massive advantage. But still, fantastic times. Definitely a difficult seed to read. So, well executed.
All right, so you got your punch. What are you doing, Eternal? Gotta go figure it out. Actually, let's go. We'll pull in the TheLittleKing, our 2nd place himself. How you doing, Chief? GG's.
Morning. Man,
Nicely done.
seeing phone in like the first 15 minutes was so bad.
Yeah.
That was so bad for me.
This seed was kind of a mess in a lot of
Yeah.
ways. Oh my God, Eternal found he found the rabbit. No way.
Oh no.
No way he found the rabbit. That's unbelievable. But punch is hinted. Can you blow up the rabbit? Can you afford to blow up the rabbit? Of course you can. No way he found it. That's crazy. Oh, he's going back. Oh, the absolute coward. Oh my God.
Of all the people, it had to be Eternal to find the rabbit.
That's unbelievable. That is diabolical. Anyway, yeah, I mean, this is kind of a crazy seed. It feels like your connections were not that great. Forest, in particular, felt pretty awful to get to for a while.
Forest was rough. And even at the end, we're out of logic, either Spring or Pineapple still, to even get Rocket. So, no telling where those are.
Wait, to get Rocket? Actually, no.
Yeah,
So
because it's on the blast course.
So there's
and
another-
it's between.
there's another way to get into Japes. You found it, actually. Entering Galleon Lobby
Well,
puts you in the mountain, and then you
It's
die.
not Japes that's important. It's the middle part of Forest,
Aha,
which
but-
is behind either Barrels, which is spring locked, or Pineapple, which
Oh, well,
is
there's your
wherever.
answer. Eternal
Spring?
just found Spring on the
Oh, hey.
shed.
Oh my God, that's unbelievable. Totally forgot that Barrels was spring locked. That's crazy. Good grief. Charlie Brown? Maybe there's another way into Japes. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Jeepers.
No,
We'll say that much. Oh my word.
Pineapple is on arcade, apparently.
Oh!
Ooh.
Oh! That's not good. It's blast locked. Good grief.
But yeah,
I think all these things are blast locks. So
I guess
blast locks your blast locks your ability to do the blast course, which is
yeah.
nothing, I guess.
Okay, so Eternal's got his punch, but he doesn't seem to be chasing it down. I feel like that's kind of what you just have to do now. You got punch on the path to Kong, so like, what are you gonna do with it? Tough pull. I mean,
This one was wild with the key paths.
that's true. I can't recall the last time I've seen key 7 on the path to anything, and I saw that and I was like, wait a minute, that's not normal. Whoa there, buddy. Some weird is going on here. He might be thinking that the purple vial in front of the mill is important, and it might be chasing down Red Slime and Japes, which...
Yeah, that was such bad information to have. It put off checking Blue Slam for insides for way too long.
Yeah, I don't really...
Well, yeah, and even after that, you might not even be convinced.
It's pretty...
like, I think you just kind of have to take it on faith after Blast gets you punch, that it's just one slam locks the other.
Yeah, as soon as Lighthouse took me into the Mushroom Insides, I knew Sax was not going to be anything more than likely.
Yeah.
I wanted to believe. It seemed pretty plausible, at least. There's a couple tiny entrances that could use Sax. Something like, oh, I don't know, let's just get crazy with the anthill or something. We were thinking the anthill for a while, too. Felt pretty good with Mini.
I loved skipping diving for chest entrance and twirl for the key just to get them immediately after.
I mean,
well,
yes and no.
I needed diving anyway.
That was the one thing that held Eternal up for a really long time, is he didn't do the diving skip, and it took him a long time to get back to the Lanky's 5-door temple. Because you find it so early. You find it in the greenhouse like fairly early, and then don't really think about it.
Yeah, I don't even know how well known that trick is, because once the Rock was like, oh yeah, by the way, you could just take the, like, that would never have crossed my mind in 20 years.
It's very rare for it to come up, but it tends to only come up in the sense that it only really matters in both LZR and if that entrance is hinted, because I would never do it if that entrance wasn't hinted. Like,
For real?
I would never bother. It's horrible.
Well, the all keys mini path also already had it pretty tempting. I probably would have done it the first galleon trip if I already had coconuts, but I didn't have any crystal coconuts.
There's so many reasons to do mini, right? It's just so many reasons, right? It could be like, it could have been, say, factory. We got a reason to do it in factory too. We had a good mini entrance in factory. We had a mini entrance in the mills. It's always the mills. It's always the mills.
Has Eternal opened the mini hole yet? Do you know?
No, I don't think he's thinking punch. He's definitely seen the back of the mill because he has been dying in the back of the mill to get into forest for a while.
I see.
There really isn't a great way to get into forest.
Yeah,
Well,
I think I feel like the way I was going was probably the best way, at least the best way that I had seen the entire seed.
I think, well, the entering Galleon Lobby and then exiting Galleon Lobby puts you, or Thornvine Barn entrance.
Oh, that's a good point. Yep,
okay.
That would have been way better.
It's good. I like the fact that entering, or the dying in the anthill puts you right next to all the warps. You have to like run from the Thornvine Barn for a little bit. I think it is better, but kind of sucks.
It's probably not better by much.
Yeah. That's kind of merit to, you don't really need to spend too much time thinking about a better entrance, because the better entrance is like maybe like 30 seconds at best. A lot of the time.
If the entrance was much worse, I would have thought about it more, but it was an entrance I knew would work.
Yeah, something like...
I just didn't care.
Something like, say, dying in the back of the mills. You might spend some time while dying in the back of the mills to think about what could possibly be better.
Yeah.
Nevertheless,
yet another seed where you need to know to die to spider. Very important.
Yes and no. You can actually find it if you enter Tiny's 5-door temple, and that was how Eternal found the back of the mills. And he found it first.
Oh,
yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. So there's two ways to go into the back of the mills, which I'm sure complicates matters. Alright, I think he's headed to the back of the mills now, I think. Yeah, here we go. Spider Boss.
Yeah, he's been doing punch stuff, so I think he's on the right track.
Here we go. Now we're talking. And it is here, fortunately. It's not the other side, which is so much more annoying to get to.
No, wasn't it the other side?
No, it is the outside.
It is the outside?
Because this takes you to the 5-door ship, but the other side of it.
You're right. This entrance is the outside of the 5-door.
Yeah, this is like the most rude possible entrance it could have given you.
This is diabolical. He's trying to weasel his way back into the gate. No luck, buddy.
Yeah, he can't get back into that one.
And oh no, he's gonna go into the back of Mills and die there now. Oh no.
Third melon on forest tiny metal too. Like, come on.
Oh no, he's got it. He's got the route to forest now. We're good.
Yeah,
no, go in.
He's good.
Go in. Come on. He's almost there. One great thing about LZR seeds is they wrap up really fast. Once you have everything, you just blitz through Helm, you run to K rule, and you're done. And that's pretty much kind of what we're sitting at right now. I suppose he's got to go take a detour for key 6, but...
Once I got coconut, I knew the only thing I was looking for was tree, and...
Yeah, tree fits really well. But I think the tree being in the vanilla spot is, like, kind of lucky, but I think you're running out of options. Like, where could the tree have been?
It had to be something shared.
It has to be
or through a connector.
In all combinations.
And I was gonna do the shared ones first.
Yeah, the disaster scenario is if you have to find the right lobby to then connect into the tree. That's just horrible when that happens.
And Blast just had most of my shared entrances left because I had checked most of them, and it couldn't be anything related to Diddy at all either, which didn't lock off much, but it was nice.
Narrows the search space a bit. All right, so you got Diddy, so now you got to go back to the mushroom exterior to pick up your guitar, and you're gonna go buy key 6 and caves, and you're off to the races. And I think he's not too far off from either. And he doesn't leave forest. Smart, because you gotta stick around here.
Yeah. Ideally, you just go do Helm after getting guitar, which I didn't think of until after I had left forest.
Oh, true, because yeah, the entrance is right below you. And then get key 6, and then do whatever you need to in there.
Realistically, it only saves like a minute, but it's something that I thought of immediately after leaving forest, and I was like, well...
Yeah, minutes matter, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Still funny when he locked all of caves. You get to know that pretty early, which is nice.
No, don't leave! Don't leave! He's thinking. It's a trap. Your helm is below you. It's the bottom entrance of the mushroom, right here. He did not leave. That's clutch. You got those clutch genes. I mean, you need a strong mental for LZR because the seed will beat you up. It will fling you around and just ruin your life. It will mess you up, and you gotta lock in, trust the notes, stick to the plan, stay the course, and here's your helm. And then the last thing he's got to piece together is the key 6 and 7 on the path to Chunky K Rool, which is crazy.
Oh, you have that direct hint.
Yeah, the entrance is also hinted.
That too.
But key 7 on the path to anything should be pretty clear.
Yeah, there's really not any other way to interpret it.
Dude, when you entered that entrance and it was forced lobby and I saw Check of Legends 2, I'd like flash before my eyes.
No.
Just like, I knew I already maybe needed pineapple anyway, and I was like, uh-oh.
Alright, well, he's in a race against the clock too, because he's both in a race against everyone else in the lobby and a race against the asyncs. And I'll tell you what, people, none of the asyncs are done. LittleKing locks in a 2 seed.
Hard seed.
Now LittleKing locks in a 2 seed with a 143. Now locks in the 1 seed with a 136. Crazy time. And other people are finishing too. Our main man from Australia, Spike, is locked in a 154 just now. The Eternal's certainly not out of it yet. He's got to shake off the mess of the feeling of I can't believe I missed that. I can't believe I didn't think of this. You got to shake it off.
Oh, true.
He's still rolling.
Peanut was hunky locked. That's a good point.
Ooh. Yeah. I was thinking you were gonna find like Hunky in the mushroom exterior and then like convert that into guitar, but
oh yeah, okay, that is confirmed, Peanut.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, I just completely forgot that was there.
Top 16 make it, and there's a fair few. There's 6 asyncs and then 17 people in the lobby, so pretty good odds. Pretty good odds you're in if you finish, but pacing is certainly not a given. Alright, you're going back to Caves now to get your key 6. Nice timing. It's very funny that all of Caves is locked by this mini monkey entrance, and you get to know that immediately. So that's fun.
Kind of insane.
Yeah.
Very rare that you get to discover that very quickly. Like, we're like 15
all
minutes
key
in,
synths just have a ton of extra information attached to them in LZR specifically.
It's messed up. Yeah, usually it just means, oh yes, this move does everything, so good luck.
Well, yeah, it's the combination of getting all keys and then also just seeing a shopkeeper you already have is selling a key.
Yeah. It's very clutch.
I didn't.
Very clutch the Alta tweet, that's big.
I did Alta tweet. I did go to the wrong one first.
Just say you Alta tweeted for the fans.
For the people.
It was deliberate.
True.
That's what I do all the time when I keep slamming red switches with my green butt.
That's a classic. That is a classic, that's for sure. Alright, here you go. Run into the entrance. Scoop up,
You go through like 3 connectors.
what is this again? Oh, this is Gorilla Gun. I'm
This
looking at
goes
the
for a
wrong
slot,
tracker.
Brendan.
Nice. I'm looking at the tracker of the guy who's done. That will not help me at all. Yeah, this is an evil entrance chain because it's the end of the seed, so you're like, okay, I just need one thing. If the one thing would deign to reveal itself at any moment now, you can just give me the one thing. One thing, I said.
I feel like there's a very... I think there's a very real world where you miss grape.
Yeah,
And then, what else was in R&D? What was on the car race? I don't remember.
the car race was Monkey Port. Or, no, the car race... There was,
Yes, it was Monkey Port.
Yeah, the car race was Monkey Port. I think there's a very real world where you miss grape for a while.
Yeah, it definitely
If you
feels
don't get it
like,
first.
It feels
Well-
like that Monkey Port is the hinted R&D item when it actually isn't. It is the grape that's hinted. It's crazy.
There is a world where that happens, but that would only be if you do the long mini dive. Because grape blocks your diving would lock getting to car race.
True. Well, that's if
And
you're
after
following the logic.
that,
If you skip diving, then you're gonna have to. I guess you could skip diving, couldn't you? You could skip diving.
Yeah, I don't
skip
think
grape.
there actually was a reason to hard require diving. Like, you obviously you're supposed to get it for treasure chest and to get into the lighthouse, but
Right.
it's obviously not required.
Oh, you need it to get into the lighthouse. Well,
Grab at the lighthouse.
you could have Chunky before then, so you could do the grab.
Well, you can get up with Lanky too. It's not hard.
Oh, okay. I've never done
Very nice.
Chunky.
Diving's kind of a mess. As we are, especially. Really nice to have diving whenever it deigns to reveal itself. Yeah, I noted down that we were out of logic. I noted we were out of logic diving for barrels, because that is diving because it goes the water. But I didn't note down it was also spring lock. I completely forgot about that. That's hilarious. Jeez. And can you cut the 2 here? I think Tiny Phase is too long, unfortunately, but
No.
Yeah, it'll be just over. It'll be like 201.40.
he's still in fine shape. I wager.
201.40. Let's see if LittleKing's got these end phase times locked down.
Oh, jeez. You're going down to the seconds? You are crazy style. You would greatly overestimate my ability to get into the boot as fast as possible. This is like the worst moment in the boot. Is when you're not like first, you're like in the mid pack, and you're just in the boot. You are just looking at the race room, just like, oh my god, get me out of here, please.
I feel like there's less fear in Blazer of getting sniped, but it's got to feel even worse when you do.
Yeah, you think of just every single mistake that you could possibly think of, everything that went wrong. Is like, oh my god, just get me out of here, just get me out of here. I don't want to think about this anymore. Get me out of here.
That's why I just never look at the race room.
Yeah.
Catch me flying blind until I hit time.
I have to know. I'm a coward. I have to know. I can't escape.
As a fun thought experiment, I still have diving to 8, and I don't know why it's to 8.
I think it's for the lighthouse. For the lighthouse, right?
Oh, if it gets you into lighthouse.
These are the lighthouse, which gets you into
the mushroom for blast.
the mushroom for blast. The blast gets you both a rocket barrel. Yeah, it gets you rocket barrel. That's
for
cool.
rocket,
and then it also gets you punch off of the tree fairy. Ugh. I guess you didn't.
All right,
You didn't need punch for Key 8 though.
Right, yeah. It would just be for that rocket. Okay, that's the missing info.
But nevertheless,
All these tiny little, like, I feel like lowered water messes me up more following the logic on this than
yeah.
laser in general.
Lowered water does a lot of weird things.
there's a GG for Eternal. He locks in 5th place with a 201.26. Once again, no asyncs are finished, so that is a true 5th place. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Let's see if he's got some thoughts on the seed. I'm sure he has thoughts. Probably not good thoughts, but many thoughts. Not bad at all, not bad at all. More people to finish, though. More people rolling in. And there is Eternal. GG. You have claimed 5th place.
GG's. I messed up so bad.
Yeah,
I messed up.
It's a rough diving spot.
I mean, I think killing the rabbit sort of put everything back into place for me. Like, something I'm
like
missing.
reoriented.
Like, oh, Grape and Five Door Temple have the exact same path, and I'm like, oh, where did I see Five Door Temple again? Go there, go there, go there.
Mmm.
Oh my god. That and I couldn't find a forest loading zone to save my life. I like died twice in back of mill. And then I got so tilted when I saw exiting out of Japes got into Thornvine. I'm like, oh my god, I never did that.
Yeah, well, the problem is it's not...
Yeah.
You can't do that until you find diving. Or you can't practically do it until you find diving, because it's the guy in the entrance.
Right.
Your other horrible idea that Little King was an enthusiast of was... You find your way into Galleon, exit into the crypt area, run over to the mausoleum to go into the anthill, and then die in the anthill. Just, nothing good. Forest was not nice this seed, that's for sure. I can see a lot of people doing something very similar.
Like, all your roads led to Galleon, and usually all your roads leads to Forest somehow, but like, Forest ended up being the level that was the hardest to find. It's crazy.
Some other fun, horrible ideas. You could run into Forest Lobby to get kicked out of the trash can. You could run into Lanky Tower to go into the Mushroom Bounce and then die in there. That sounds also horrible.
I don't think any of these options are actually better.
Nope, they're all terrible, unfortunately.
None of them were good. None of them were good.
Nope.
I was just happy to find Factory. I'm like, finding K's Factory and Japes early, and you couldn't find Forest for the life of you. It's like, okay, what the hell's going on? No diving, no triangle to go in through the actual loading zone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Not great. Not great.
Do I make it through? I didn't even see how well I did in the lobby.
You got 5th seed, buddy.
I got 5th seed overall, or
Yes.
with asyncs?
None of the asyncs are done yet. This
Oh.
seed is very hard. I think we are. I think we're understating how difficult the seed is, given the mess of diving. You could skip diving too, which is crazy. If you are,
I mean,
if you're an
it'd be
enthusiast
very
of
hard.
the sub mini barrel, you hop in the sub mini barrel and then swim all the way over to the treasure chest.
I didn't know if I think I contemplated that, but that was right after I got Helm. I found Helm, I exited out, I saw my crystals, and I'm like, no, I don't want to go through that.
Fair enough.
Not enough.
I'd have my crystals too. I'm like, am I really gonna go to Cranky refill and then actually attempt it? And I'm like, I have other stuff to do, man. No way.
It's not often that it comes up. This is one of the few instances where I would consider it. Even if Mini was like hinted, I'm still not sure I would consider it. For a while, I probably would come around to it eventually, but given that the entrance was hinted, I feel like it's just you gotta do what you gotta do. Especially because it could have been the... I thought there was a reasonable odds that it was the 5-door ship to get Diddy really early, and that would have been like huge. But no dice.
Well, Punch kind of helped you out there because you sort of had to think you had to think in your mind, I was like, tiny loading zone plus Punch. And I was lucky to find Helm, and thinking along those lines, I'm like, oh, what if is that one loading zone that everybody hates to do because it requires too much time and setup. It's like punching the back of mills and then going back outside, going in through there. What if it's that? And I'm like, okay, at least that part I got it down, but it's still very, very difficult. But yeah, there were a lot of evil things this qual. It's crazy. A complete opposite from the last Blitz qual. Crazy.
Oh yeah, I guess the last Blitz qual was several months ago, and I think that one was like super fast, wasn't it?
Yeah, Obio had a 101.
Oh, 101. Whoa! The settings aren't that much different than they are now. I don't think it's quite the same, but crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
This one was definitely not as fast.
No, you gotta really think about this one. There's a lot of trap hints, a lot of bait, all sorts of mess going on there. But nevertheless,
I knew the seed was cursed. I knew the seed was cursed when I found the bean frame one.
We saw you visibly die a little bit.
A little bit. That ruined my mood, man. That thing's evil.
Well, at least you didn't get the tiny metal that had third melon.
Oh, which one was it?
Forest.
Oh boy. I think I was close to getting it too. With how much?
Yeah, you were at 35 at the end.
Oh, okay, yeah. It was not that far off. I mean, you visit like all parts of mills. You visit the exterior, you pop the balloon, you get feather early. Yeah, it made sense.
And
No
that's
one
very
else's
nice.
finish
But-
is crazy. Oh, Jacob just finished. Okay, nice.
There you go, crazy style seed, and he takes the 6th seed. Yeah, very, very difficult one, this one. But you guys navigated it very well, and we will see you in the qualifier, or in the Blitz tourney bracket. 1 week! A lot of action. If you enjoyed LZR, you should stop by discord.dk64randomizer.com, catch in on when these matches are happening. They're going to be all over the place. We're not going to be able to stream them all, because they're going to be constant and all over the place. Good stuff. Yeah. And that will be over the course of the next week. Maybe we'll probably catch another restream or two, hopefully, on some of these matches, and get to enjoy more of the absolute madness and chaos, and see these two maybe duke it out, perhaps, depending on how the brackets fall. Yo, shout out our YouTube people. If you made it this far, then wow, you really toughed through an absolute monster. Which means you have to like, comment, subscribe. Those are the rules. Those are the rules. You made it this far. Has to be done. Yeah. I think that just about wraps it up here. LittleKing, Eternal, GG's. Thanks for playing.
GG's.
Best of luck on the nonsense that I'm sure will ensue in the coming seeds. Came in. It's been a pleasure.
I think for one of my first real watched Blazers, this was this was quite a great example.
That's a mess. It's certainly something. That's for sure.
So much info. So much info when you're in the tank.
Indeedio. Quick shout out to our trackers, SM, Camerson. Thank you. We made it work. And that will do it for us. I've been the Rock on Mike, and thanks for watching, team. We'll catch you in the next one. We'll send y'all off to. Hopefully this works. Nice. Turning off the fuzziness. He's running DK64Randomizer.com at ESA early next year. On top of the GDQ stuff. Crazy stuff. DK64 Randomizer taking over the world. Join us. Huzzah. Seize the means of production. Off we go. Morning.
Morning.
Morning.